Hey, we're live. Guys, can you hear us? You know the drill.
Hello?
We need to know if you can hear
Hello?
us. Every one of us.
Oh,
I'm here for Cat
oh
Swag.
no. I see my friend Mike is
Okay.
here to throw negative ones.
Okay, can you hear
Hopefully.
Miah?
Hello.
You can hear me.
I can hear you.
Test, 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 test.
We did that just for you, Dixon, that extreme close-up. Okay, everyone so far. Cap, you want to say something so they can confirm you?
Hello, can you hear me? Should I be able to see the chat?
I don't know.
You
Oh,
can.
wait, is that it?
It might be.
Should be on the
Do
right.
you see Dixon going, woohoo?
It might be.
I don't
typed
actually
hello,
see
who
that
sees
view,
it?
so I can't tell
Yeah.
you.
I saw your hello, Cap.
But it might not be the people out there. It might just be the people in this special room that we're in.
It might be. I don't know. Well, they're talking.
Oh, okay. No, they're popping up now.
There you go. Okay,
Wonderful.
let's get this started. Hi, for those of you who don't know, I am Sero. This is my Twitch stream. Sero does stuff because Sero does stuff with bad grammar. Yay! Right. Sometimes to do RPGs, and today we are actually doing an RPG. Isn't that awesome, folks? Brindlewood Bay.
Yep.
And we have the gang back from the original Brindlewood Bay One-Shot. Yay!
We didn't die in a fiery crash on a goat.
Not this time.
Thank you so much
There's
for the
always
bits,
hope.
Dixon. Okay, we have the Kiwi coins active. For those of you who don't know, Kiwi coins are what we call bit points. Oh my god, I am having a senior moment, folks. I am too in character. Kiwi coins are what we call our channel points. If you have enough Kiwi coins, you can redeem them to give us a +1 or a -1 to our rolls. Click on the little Kiwi on the bottom left-hand side of the chat box and find out for yourself if you can redeem them yet. The longer you stay here, if you follow, if you subscribe, all those things gives you more channel points, Kiwi coins. Anyway, I will introduce everyone quickly. They will say who they are, what show they're from, anything else they want to add, and then I'll hand it over to our GM, David, and he will take it away from there. If you have any questions, people, just put them in chat and we'll get to them if we see them. But we may not be able to pay attention because we might be a bit too focused on the shenanigans going on in our mind palaces. Our combined mind palace.
That's right.
All right, so we'll start with the GM, David. That's fair, right? He's the one doing the heavy lifting at the moment, especially before game. Take it away, please, David.
Can do. Hi, everybody. I'm David. I run a podcast called Trials of the Apocalypse, where we try different one-shots in Powered by the Apocalypse games, Brindlewood Bay included. We have a game on there that we ran. And I have a lot of experience running Brindlewood Bay at this point. It's pretty much my favorite tabletop game, and that's saying something. Because I've played a lot of them, but I do pick favorites out of my children. And Brindlewood Bay is not exactly my child, but I would adopt. I would. I'm just saying. But yeah, we're gonna be playing Brindlewood Bay today, which is a game about little grandmas who are solving murders, and I'm really excited to do that.
Awesome. And next up, we'll just continue along how you guys see the screen. We'll go with Miah. Miah, where are you from and what do you want to share?
Hello, I am Miah. I am an editor and player on the Monsters Playbook. I will be playing my grandma, Sonny Polanski, a atheist Jew who loves the Dollar Tree, can't lift her arms past her shoulders because of medical reasons, and really wants a corned beef sandwich this St. Patrick's Day.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. And what podcast are you from again there, Miah? I think I missed that.
Oh, yeah. I am from the Monsters Playbook, an actual play podcast. If you take supernatural Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Scooby-Doo and put them together in one CW show, you got us. And we just started our third season. It's crazy. And Patreon. Yeah.
Nice. Everything's happening.
Lots of exciting things. Yeah.
Okay, and Cap, where might people know you from?
Hi, everybody. I'm Cap. You can find me on Shrimp and Crits. We are another actual play podcast playing Monster of the Week. We are finishing up our first season right now, so there is no better time to hop on board and catch up. I am playing Muriel Puttman, and last time we played, I killed like an elder god with a scooter and a knife. So I am here to party, and I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
And just quickly, I am Sero. I'm from the podcast. Well, obviously, I'm from the Twitch here, but I'm also from the podcast Redgate and Wolf. All the information for that is in the chat box there. I will be playing Bill. What can I say about Bill? Probably the eternal arts and crafts teacher. Loves her googly eyes. Loves her grandson Brayden, and also lives with Brayden and her son-in-law Michael. And her daughter, Freya, who's been missing for 10 years. Don't worry what's up with that, but we'll find out. But yes, she likes to deface things in the name of art. I guess we'll go with that. David, would you like to take things away? It looks like we already have 1+1 for Cap, though, so I'll just put that out to everyone.
Heck yeah. Something I'll ask everyone real quick, each of your characters. What are your Maven moves that each one of you has?
Oh.
And check your character sheet for that.
I have Dale Cooper is my Maven move, which gives me a +1 to my sensitivity, bringing it to a very high 0. And at the beginning of the mysteries, I get an unsettling dream that awards me a void clue, which I'm sure will be useful in this mystery.
Absolutely.
I have Angus MacGyver. When you improvise in a situation using whatever it is at hand, ask the other players and keeper to name 3 objects that I find in the environment. So long as I can give a plausible explanation for how one or more of these 3 objects will help me with an action, I can have advantage on a single roll related to that action.
I just want to point out quickly that it's the original Angus MacGyver, not the rebooted Angus MacGyver. Yeah, just in case you guys were wondering. But yes. My one is also a lovely old one from, was it the 80s? It was probably the 80s. Michael Knight. You have a trusty mode of transportation, an oversized sedan, motorbike. In this case, I believe I have a purple hearse with pink flames on it and giant googly eyes in the front.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
It has gotten you out of more than one sticky situation. Give it a name and add it to your cozy little place. When you use it, you get an advantage on a dice roll. Leave it unmarked. I don't remember if I gave it a name. But yes.
What was the thing you're looking for? The name for what?
My hearse.
Her car.
Your car.
If you're in the chat and you remember.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I wasn't an art teacher. I guess I've become an art teacher at some point, but I used to be a medical typist.
Character growth.
Yes. Oh, wow. I remember things.
I don't think I have it.
Okay. Well, maybe, we're just, if you name it something different this time, we're just in a universe adjacent to the one where we ran that game, right? And it's a different name this time. We're close by.
We'll probably just call it the hearse. That seems easy, right?
Yeah. A quick refresher for our players on the mechanics for Brindlewood Bay. It is the kind of Powered by the Apocalypse game where you'll be rolling generally 2d6 and summing that anytime we get to a roll. If you have advantage, you'll roll 3. If you have disadvantage, you'll roll 3 and take the lower 2. The core moves for Brindlewood Bay are going to be your day move and night move, which are your catch-all for doing anything sort of under pressure or with danger involved during the day or night, respectively. There are slightly different conclusions that we draw from those depending on what time of day it is, or just the relative danger of the situation. There's the meddling move, which is how you're going to be looking for clues in the game. There's the cozy move, which is how you're going to shed conditions. It's just participating in your cozy activity with one of the other mavens. There's the occult move, which I can't remember whether or not we ended up using last time, but essentially you can create occult lore for our world by essentially establishing some kind of occult activity as working or not by the quality of the roll. So that's always a possibility, although I don't think we engaged in it last time. We have theorized for when you arrive at the end of the mystery and would like to roll up your theory for how it works. And there's the Gold Crown Mysteries move for if you would like to take a 12 plus on a roll and say that this reminds you of something that occurred in all of the Maven's favorite book series, the Gold Crown Mysteries. We can add a book to the list if we do that then. So bear in mind that those are all sort of in your pocket, as well as, of course, your Maven moves, as far as it comes to gameplay here in Brindlewood Bay. Generally speaking, with a new mystery, which it is the title of the stream, the Shamrock Strangler. Generally, before getting to the nitty-gritty, we have a little cozy vignette where each of the Mavens narrates a little bit of their life in Brindlewood Bay, just kind of to set the scene before we get into the darkness of the day. And for this one in particular, today is the day of a grand St. Patrick's Day themed parade in Brindlewood Bay. It's going to be going down the main boardwalk. Half the town turns out for it. There's streamers, there's lights, everybody's wearing green, there's all sorts of party favors, all of that kind of stuff going on. It's garish, it's gilt, it's a grand fun time. And the morning of that parade, each of you are preparing in some way for the day. So as we get into our cozy vignettes, I want you to narrate for me, what is your Maven up to? All of you will be in attendance at the parade. But what are you doing that morning to get ready, or what are you bringing with you, that sort of thing? Whoever's ready first, go for it, and we'll start there. Yeah?
Okay.
Same page. That was great.
Now, I remember that I have a nemesis. I've forgotten his name. Let me see if I can find him.
It was the Power Walker, right?
It was the mayor.
Oh, was it the mayor?
I'm down with the authority, remember?
Oh yeah. I know there was a Power Walker in I don't Qiana Gilbert.
Oh, Qiana Gilbert is the she's the head of the Cultural Society.
Yeah.
I did have
I remember we dunked him a lot in the tank. But
yes.
I've decided to volunteer for his float. Because I want to rig it in some way so that you know how it's kind of like the kick me sign on the back, but on the back of the float it'll say something else like there's been some kind of shameful shameful rumor that is trying to quell, something to do with a goat, since we'll harken back to the last one, and it'll say something like, I love goats, but it'll be love in the most italicized manner. And there'll be a picture of him kissing a goat. Very realistic looking.
Ooh.
Very
like
big.
a weird amount of tongue.
Yeah. Like little tongues coming out and tied up in knots kind of thing.
Bill's morning is going to the warehouse where the floats are, disguised or just under the guise of somebody helping out with the floats, and affixing a sign to the back of it before going to the parade.
Yes. But it'll be in a way so that like there is there's another sign on the back, but at a certain moment it'll drop, and my sign will be there, so he won't see it at all. It'll be at the right moment.
Very good.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's what Bill's up to. Muriel, Sunny, how about you?
Sunny this morning is cooking up a storm. She is making her famous lemon cake, but she's probably on maybe her second or third batch because she's trying to make it green, but the first batch didn't turn out well. And I'm sure that it's just the pan. Like normally I use this other pan, but my daughter has it and I don't have it, so I can't cook it properly. I've also in the fridge have made green deviled eggs. There is also I'm looking forward to having lots of corned beef. I also will need to change into my St. Patrick's Day outfit with like crazy green socks, green like tights under a I don't know, crazy like leprechaun-esque looking like dress. And then I've gotten one of those like what are they called?
A hat?
Headbands
Oh, okay.
that have like the like popping out like hats on either side, but then like those crazy like green tube things.
Oh,
I love it.
You're
Yeah,
ready.
I made my daughter get it from the Dollar Tree. So
Full regalia.
that's what I've been doing.
All right, Muriel, how about you?
So I'm looking down at my character sheet here, and I noticed I had some pretty intense conditions last time. So I know they're not active in this by any means, but I think they still affect Muriel. So
Yeah.
I think what we see is like we see Muriel just sipping this cup of tea, looking kind of dour, and as the camera like focuses and starts to pull out a little bit, it's actually a reflection of Muriel in a display case that is holding this knife from the last mystery that killed this goat demon. And she's just looking at it intensely. And then you hear the egg timer go off and the brisket is ready. And she goes to collect the brisket from the oven. And it's she's not as just not as excited this time because of the intense debacle of the last mystery. But she's ready. She's ready for something to go wrong, I think.
Whoa.
Well, it's been an exciting few months in between. You know, last time it was the Autumn Festival in Brindlewood Bay. Now here we are. It's the big Clover Parade Day in Brindlewood Bay. And I think because due to your Maven move, of course, Muriel, I owe you a strange and disturbing Void Clue dream. Also, we need to drink water, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. There's water.
It begins.
Kat.
It begins. No, this is great. This will prevent me from getting too dehydrated while I'm talking constantly.
I should just remember to drink water by just joining Twitch.
That's the key. Master strategy. If you're on Twitch streams all day, then you'll remember to drink water and stay hydrated.
Next time I'm just getting one of those hats with 2 water bottles in it.
Yeah. Oh,
Will
man.
fit over
We should
your
do
wig?
that. That'd be cool. That'd be rad. Muriel, I think this actually comes to you as you've prepared this brisket you're going to be bringing with you, I assume, to the parade to kind of share with
that's
the
not all
maidens.
for me.
Kind of got like a tailgating sort of thing going on later. And I think you're like slicing up the brisket, and as you're doing so, the motions are regular, monotonous. You've carved thousands of briskets throughout your life,
true.
Muriel. And so as you do, you kind of zone out, and you instead start focusing off into the distance as you carve away with your knife. I think out your window you can see a small grove. There's a bit of like forest that backs up to the property that you live at. What is, just in general, just the general opinions, vibes, how does Muriel feel about the great outdoors, about the wilderness?
Respect from afar. She's a city girl at heart.
Yeah.
Feel that.
I think, Muriel, then you don't like have you have the kind of healthy wonder and respect, not the I want to go out and be part of it.
Yeah.
But your vision feels drawn. If we were a camera, we'd be doing like sort of a crash zoom towards the forest, pulling it in around us. And in this kind of liminal experience, you are simultaneously there cutting your brisket, but also there at the edge of the forest, standing, hearing the birds chirping. You don't hear the street in front of, your home. You don't hear the sounds of city life that is so natural where you are. All you hear is the kind of the pleasant quiet and sounds, chirping, frog croaking, just the natural sounds of this forest glade. And as you stand here, feeling very much a part of it, one of the trees you notice, it's a bit oddly shaped. It's bent, it's crooked, it's gnarled the way that trees sometimes are. But I think why this one catches your eyes is because it turns to look at you. And you see a face in this tree. It is weathered, it is leafy, it is recessed like it is carved out of the bark. And yet it is not carved. You see a little bit of breath escaping the mouth of the face. It is breathing here and it is watching you. And it walks towards you out of the forest. As you can see that it is actually as much a man as it is a tree, covered in bark and vines, creeping things. And he walks towards you and he reaches out a hand and just the edges of his fingers touch along the side of your neck, Muriel. And as that happens, you're back and you're cutting the brisket and you've realized that, you've nicked your finger just a little bit. I don't know what that was, but you're feeling, you can smell the brisket now. You realized you were only smelling like wood and pine and leaves. You weren't smelling this delicious slab of meat in front of you.
I need to lay off the Manischewitz. Muriel's chalking it up to the stress of the day, I think.
Yeah.
She's gonna wash off and put a Band-Aid on and just shake that off as if it was a bad dream. Is my void clue a tree face? A moving tree face man?
You can refer to this void clue as the Green Man.
Ooh. So not the tree from Pocahontas.
Not the tree from Pocahontas. And
Muriel,
a little nugget I'll give you as well is the face, like it's lingering in your mind a little bit, and it feels like familiar, not in the sense that there's something weird that's out there that you've seen or connected to before. No, it feels familiar in the same way that like a celebrity's face feels a little bit familiar.
Okay.
It's something you've seen before in your life, but you can't quite place it. Can't quite put your finger on it. But you have this kind of dreamlike vision while you're carving the brisket, and you seal up, you bring it with you, and you head towards the parade grounds. So now we're going to introduce the mystery a bit. In the cozy seaside community of Brindlewood Bay, St. Patrick's Day is not particularly a religious holiday, nor a celebration of Irish culture or immigrants, so much as it is a commercialized holiday with a grand excuse to drink a copious amount of alcohol and eat some good red meats and otherwise have a cheerful, good green time. There's clover iconography all over. There is, flowing kegs of Guinness. It's a fun day to most people's specs in the city, and Brindlewood Bay certainly takes it quite seriously. And the three of you have all decided to attend together. You're at a small, I think there's some stands near the start of the parade grounds. And before the parade every year, there is a big kickoff speech that is run by the co-leaders of the parade. There's two people in town who have organized this event year after year after year. One, you've met previously. That is Kiana Gilbert. She is the head of the Cultural Center in Brindlewood Bay, and she is the one half of the organizers for this event. The other half is Eugene Filbert, who runs Filbert and Company, a big sort of family business in the greater Massachusetts area. And they're one of the core sponsors for the event. They pay for a lot of the floats construction and a lot of the, negotiations with the city to get this part of it cordoned off and, get everything cleaned up after the festivities, all of that kind of stuff. And this year, in the booth where the speech is normally given to announce the parade to get it kicked off, you can see lined up here at the front of it, you can see the line of parade floats. All of the people, cheering idle, waiting for things to kick off. It's only Kiana in the booth. There's an empty seat already laid out. There's another microphone next to her. You see her turn around for a moment, and she speaks with one of the PAs helping set all this up, and they actually remove that other microphone and take it away. And it's just Kiana who then addresses the crowd. Thank you and welcome to the, 30th annual Brindlewood Bay Clover Parade! And the crowd goes wild. Everybody's having a grand time. There's confetti cannons firing off, gold and green and white, glittery little shamrocks falling. It's a lot of pageantry to this. And after she's made this declaration, you can see in her face, her chin quivers just a little bit. And she takes a deep breath, and then she kicks things off. She thanks, the sponsor. She, of course, thanks Filbert and Company, and then all of the smaller companies that are involved or sponsor the parade. She thanks everyone for coming out. She invites them to kind of some after-party stuff that the city is going to have going on. She invites them to come to the cultural center for some, free snacks for the kids, that sort of thing. And then she hits the bell, and the parade floats begin passing through the area. And they're elaborate. They're beautiful. They're kind of ostentatious, if I'm being totally honest with you. And the leading one, of course, is the mayor's parade float. And as it passes through this beginning, do you have a button or something to activate your sign rolling down the back, or how does that work?
Oh, yes. No, Brayden, my 14-year-old grandson, is hiding in the float with a little rope. It's much more manual. I've not really the mind to be that technical.
Excellent. But you see, I think there's we're coming up on the next election in the city for mayor. And so there's some kind of vote for mayor, I don't know, whatever their name was from the last mystery. They're not going to be a major player in this one, unless I guess we make
Mayor Mayerson.
Mayor Maryville. Yeah. And you give the signal, and you see your grandson's face peeking out of the side, and he reaches a hand out and manually rolls down the other sign in front of it. I love goats. And the picture and the whole 9 yards. And with a grin in your heart that parade float is going to go down the entire stretch of the main drag in Brindlewood Bay, and everyone out today is going to see it until, of course, they catch wind. So all of these festivities are, of course, rampant around you. People are cheering. They're laughing as they see the sign roll down on the back of the parade float. I want just a quick scene here of the three of you kind of interacting amongst yourselves, watching the parade go by. How each of you are feeling on this day, if you're having a good time out here.
I was until I saw the goat. But it is a very hilarious picture of a goat, so that does help. It's not putting me into some reverie or anything, but it was a shock to see the goat unfurl at first. But the smell of lemon bars and brisket, it brings me back in.
Smell of deviled eggs.
Well.
Do you not like my deviled eggs? Are they not good enough?
They are delicious. They are just stink a little bit.
The secret is that you have to, with a wet fork, press the little lines on the top of it and then you sprinkle the paprika because it tastes better with the lines, because if it doesn't
Very uniform.
have the lines,
Very
it
good.
tastes so much different. My grandson loves it that way, and so I have to make it that way.
Bill will pull out a little flask, silver flask, and open it, take a little nip. Irish whiskey, anyone?
Oh, you never ask.
Pass it around, we'll have little nips. But a little louder, she'll be saying to anyone that's looking, "Oh, cough syrup."
I think the crowd, the people around you take no notice, as like most of them have like 32-ounce beers, and there's somebody who's like doing a keg stand 5 feet from you. It's pretty wild out here.
The keg stand already has big googly eyes on it and a little round face, little smile.
Yeah, you're passing around the flask as you see kind of the edge of the stands near you parting a little bit, as if they're letting in somebody over, and you see Kiana Gilbert kind of quickly, kind of working her way through the aisle to the three of you. She seems to like lock eyes with you, and she gets probably up all the way to you, kind of passing everyone else on your row. And she leans over. Hi, I'm so delighted you're here today. I've got just a thing that's been happening this morning that I would just love your opinions.
Would you like a deviled egg
on.
or like some lemon?
I would love a deviled egg. That's so. And she like takes it and then like smells it and. It's great.
It tastes better when you have the lines in them, and so like the way that you put the lines in the deviled eggs is that you get a wet fork, and then you have to push it in so that you don't want the egg, like the smashed up egg bits, to get stuck on the fork.
I didn't come here to talk about eggs. I really could the three of you just everything's going great.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, that's wonderful.
Sure.
Is that what you came to tell us?
I need some people to see how great it's going.
Well,
If
I'm
you
sure you
catch
could
my
get
drift.
one of those young men who is doing the keg stands. They might be interested in seeing how great it's been going. They seem to enjoy themselves.
Sonny, I think
Yes.
I think Kiki is trying to tell us that it's not going great.
Yeah, no, it's going fine. I just have an issue relating to the Gold Crown mist. That's the mysteries you like, right? It's a book issue.
Oh, did you get a fine at the library?
Yes, and it turns out that I can only pay the fine with the help of the three of you. If you could help me with this.
How much do you need?
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure. I think it's a variable fine. They can only assess it when the funds are present with
Let's
me
go talk about it. Come
at
on.
the library.
Well, I only have a couple of pennies on me. I didn't expect to need money at the parade. I thought this was free. So, I mean, I can help with some pennies. I'm like packing up the deviled eggs and like the lemon cake and putting it in my reusable Trader Joe bag.
Yeah, Kiana is like almost in tears, and she's just like,
Oh no.
please,
Oh,
I'm distressed about these fines. Please come and help me with them.
Oh, Kimber,
Yeah,
there's
let's
no
follow.
need to worry. Come on, Kimberly.
And she takes a deep breath, sighs, puts back on her smile, and says, "Thank you." And she walks down to the edge of the bleachers. You follow after her after having packed up your goods. And she leads you actually not very far from here, the start of the parade grounds. She leads you just another block further. She stays pretty mum about everything until you arrive at the large retracting doors of what is essentially the warehouse where the floats themselves are constructed and stored. It's not actually a warehouse. Originally, this building was, let me look at my locations. The Filbert Cannery, owned, of course, by Filbert and Company, the core sponsor of the parade. And she takes you all the way up to the threshold. Before you is a boardwalk that extends out to where, presumably, once upon a time, there were ships here that would haul in the fish from the catches of the day and give it to the cannery to can and sell off. But the cannery's been defunct for years now. And at this point, the building is largely just a decorative feature of the Brindlewood Bay Bayside skyline. And of course, it makes a fairly good space for, this sort of float work and stuff. And standing on the threshold between the boardwalk and the building itself, you can see kind of the cavernous space where once the large floats were. There's still all kinds of tinsel and other garbage on the grounds. And she turns to you, and what I'm going to show you may cause you some amount of distress. I hope. Well, I'll just here. And she pulls you in past the edge of the building into the structure itself. And off to your right, in the corner, there is the body of a man.
Oh.
He is suspended there against the wall, kind of like T posing. And based on the fact that he's unmoving and unbreathing, you would presume he is also quite dead. There's not any particular amount of blood at the scene, but she takes a few hesitant steps toward him and looks at the three of you and says, "You obviously recognize my business associate, Eugene Filbert. He was unable to join us for the festivities today. I found him like this shortly before the floats departed. Managed to cover this corner with a sheet for a while, and nobody was the wiser, but we don't have time. The police, of course, are manning the roadways and keeping everything in order. We don't have time for a full investigation of this today, so I figured that the three of you could help us get a quick and, discreet answer to this matter."
I'm sorry, David, did you say that? How is Eugene like?
Yeah, so Eugene is basically, he's like against the wall. He's in like a sort of T pose. You can see that I'll describe Eugene briefly. He's a man that was, until very recently, quickly approaching 60. He has, gray, thinned hair, but he dyes it black. He's clean shaven, but in the way that he still gets, stubble back within a few hours of shaving. And he's wearing a slightly worn, but still quite nice pinstripe suit. It's green and white in its colors. And it's been like, the edges of his suit have been like nailed into the board behind him. Not through his flesh, just through the fabric. And you see that there's like a lot of redness around his neck. And his mouth is slightly open, and you see something green peeking out there. And Kiana, I will say something important from my own personal life. I've, of course, been a resident of Brindlewood Bay for a very long time. And there's been a series of events here throughout the years that have put us on the map for good or for ill. Have any of you heard of the Shamrock Strangler?
Yeah.
Remind me where each of your characters are from in the United States. This Brindlewood Bay is, of course, on Massachusetts, but
That's asking too much, David.
Ask your region, Sero.
well, let me
address
ask.
the elephant real quick.
Do you feel like you're all
giving me a headache?
Yeah. Do you feel like you're all from the Eastern Seaboard? In your younger years, did you pay attention much to the news? That sort of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Long Island.
I think Sonny's from California originally, but then moved to Minnesota and then ended up here. But definitely watched the news.
Yeah.
I think Bill's been here for quite a few years, but would be watching the news as well. I mean, old people, what else do they do?
Yeah. Then I think you're all vaguely aware that in the 70s and 80s, there was a serial killer who was rampant down the East Coast and was known for strangling people and leaving a clover in their mouth. And they were referred to as the Shamrock Strangler. However, somebody was caught and tried for it, and they eventually hung for it. And the killing stopped. So presumably, the Shamrock Strangler is long dead, or should be anyway. But Kiana holds up her hand and gestures to the body. The signs around the throat point to strangulation, and there is a clover in his mouth. I can only surmise that it's related.
A copycat killer. Has anyone else been in here?
Well, I mean, she gestures to the tinsel on the ground.
Besides you, I know, Bill. Thank you.
I mean, yes, there have been hundreds of people through this building today. Of course, right now, there's just us and maybe Eugene's assistant floating around somewhere. But... we got water.
We got
Cheers,
one.
everybody. But I'll be frank with you. I have a parade to run, and the police are busy managing that. So if there's anyone else here, it will be up to the three of you to find them. Please find them. I do not need more headaches today, and I already have to deal with this.
Can you make sure that nobody else comes in and out of this building?
Well, I can do my best, but
That's all we can ask.
I'm not going to stand in the street with a sign, if that's what you're asking.
No,
You said that Eugene has an assistant?
Yes. LaRue, Leon, Leia. It's an L. You'll perhaps beat them here.
I'm sure we will find her soon, Calico. Don't worry.
She.
Another question for you, Quinoa. Is there anybody else who has access to this building as far as like after hours? Like, has a key? Has access? Like, can enter like when it's all locked up?
In the last few weeks, it's been dozens of people, but I think that there's some kind of night watchman, or perhaps custodian. I'm not really sure what their responsibility is here, but there are people who work here. At least one, probably. My offices are across town, of course, at the cultural center. I haven't mucked around much with.
Oh no, I understand it. As one of the event organizers, that you're not going to pay attention to like who is in and out of the events parade where the floats are being stored. We'll just ask his assistant. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Any other questions for me?
Did you want a piece of lemon cake to go? They are my famous lemon cake.
I am on a diet, but it did smell quite good.
I'll like take out some saran wrap,
Yeah.
cut a piece. It's like literally like the size of a book. That piece of that I give her.
She takes it and says, "Thank you." And she like breaks off a piece and eats it. That is quite good. I will eat this at my leisure back in the booth.
Let me know what you think of it. If I should like improve upon it or.
Also, we have a cat guest.
Kitty!
Yeet.
I have a cat guest
I choose
too, but he's
you.
off screen.
What was the body's name? Again?
This is
Filbert?
Eugene Filbert. That's
Okay, thank
Eugene, and then Filbert, Filbert.
Thank you.
Filbert and Gilbert.
And before she leaves, as Kiana's on her way out, she's like, obviously, perhaps the killer left behind some kind of scene or notice with the body, some sign. But as well, you might check. I think his car is outside. It's large and white. You You can't miss it if it's there. I'm going to run back to the parade grounds. Let me know if you need anything, though. And the way that she says it, you know that she really hopes that you don't.
Bye,
Mhm.
cactus.
Oh, we know that she doesn't.
And Kiana leaves to head back to the parade grounds.
Do we know, since Eugene owned this
Mhm.
building and store and whatnot, does he have any family?
Good question.
kids,
I mean, do any of you
grandkids?
feel like you're, super familiar with kind of Brindlewood Bay local politics or local business?
I might
else
be. If
do
I
I
remember
know
correctly,
Arch nemesis to take down from authority.
Know thine enemy.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Muriel, wasn't your character, you had said last time, like a busybody? Watches the neighborhood?
Yes.
That
Yes.
sounds about right.
Looking for
I'll take
you're a
your word
curtain
for it.
twitcher.
I think you'd be aware that it's like kind of known that Eugene has a brother.
Okay.
But he's not like quite in the same spotlight that Eugene is. Eugene seems to be kind of the sole manager of the family's assets and the like.
Older or
But he
younger?
doesn't have a
Brother-
brother.
The brother younger or older?
They are actually fraternal twins.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
They're not identical.
This is okay.
This is
What
definitely
is that?
this is definitely Eugene.
And what's his brother's name?
We don't you all wouldn't know
Yeah.
his name probably.
Okay.
He's not in the spotlight the same way Eugene is.
But everybody knows that there's twins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill's going to go up to the body. Now, it's in a T pose. Is the feet still
Yes.
on the ground, or is it like a ways up the wall?
I think like the tips of the toes are still on the ground. And Eugene was not a terribly tall man. He was maybe like 5'6", 5'7".
Oh, okay.
Bill's just going to give him a poke, see how squishy his body is, because that's
It's
been
pretty
mentioned
squishy.
in the books. It's pretty squishy.
Yeah.
And then she'll reach into both of his front pockets.
Mhm.
She'll go, "Don't worry, girls. This is what my grandson calls looting the body."
Oh.
I'm specifically looking for car keys, but anything else would be good too.
Yeah. This will definitely be a metal roll with. Let me remind myself of the Brindlewood Bay stats. That's important.
I was going to say, tell me what to add to that.
I'm going to say it right so we all
Vitality.
remember. So for physicality things, we're talking vitality for like a steady hand or calmness, composure, for studying or researching reason, for trying to charm someone, presence, and then involving the supernatural, it is sensitivity.
What
so in
is
this
it to
case,
rifle through a man's pockets?
I'm going to say this is probably a composure roll. This is like a dead body that you're kind of like investigating that may or may not have been killed by a serial killer. So it's kind of a
11.
spooky sitch.
I rolled an 11. I'm
11,
already doing
excellent.
way better
Wow.
than last time.
Well, an 11 is, that's pretty good. On a 10 plus, you hold steady and you do it. And you also get a clue. I will say 11 is awfully close to a 12 plus, which gives you also a void clue. And I will say that if you decide to put on a crown, if anyone remembers that mechanic in Brindlewood Bay, then you can upgrade a roll by one stage. So you could upgrade from a success to a great success and get a
Do
clue
it.
and a void clue. And I also say, because this is a one-shot, you can use void clues for the main mystery if you can link them in. So bear that in mind. Normally, for those in the audience who are less aware of Brindlewood Bay, void clues are clues relating to the grander dark conspiracy usually. But in the case of running one-shots for the game, I usually just let them be used as regular clues. However, void clues are weird. They get strange. They get out there. So
So you guys
integrating them
reckon
can be difficult.
I should use a crown?
Why the heck not?
Bill.
Which crown was it again? Sorry.
any you can use crowns of the queen or crowns of the void. Either are acceptable.
One of the options for the crown of the queen is you have a scene in the present day showing how you satisfy your physical desires. So I got
That's
my
right.
hands down a man's front pocket.
Oh no!
Yeah.
A
Hey.
dead man's, okay.
I love where this is going. Yeah, give us a quick scene. Just we're teleported as Bill thinks about the last time, I guess, that she did something like this. You want to narrate?
Had to be Sero. Had to be Sero.
I know. I was like, I didn't notice that last time.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe I did. Well, Bill's a consummate bachelorette after the sperm donor known as her daughter's father. So I think maybe she went to a bachelorette party not too long ago, because sometimes the younger generation like to invite the older generation because it's fun. And there may have been a lap dancer, and she may have, unintentionally copped a feel during her lap dance. But it was hidden with all the feather boas she was wearing, so no one else noticed. But I'm sure he did.
Classic Bill.
Excellent.
So Bill goes a bit
take her
red.
anywhere.
She's rummaging around in these pockets.
Yes. I love that. Yeah, you will. That upgrades us from
You
11
love that.
to 12 plus. I love that. No, it's excellent. This is what Brindlewood Bay is built for. Stuff like this.
Rummaging in men's pockets.
That's right. And talking about your times getting a lap dance. Peak Brindlewood Bay.
Oh, he's a
yeah, you'll get a
nice
clue
young
in a
man.
void
He
clue
mows
then.
my lawns now.
Yeah. Let me ask then, what are the other mavens up to in this area, in this scene? And I'll give those clues in a moment.
I want to look for. He's nailed, right? Like
Yes.
I want to
He
look
wasn't
for.
before, he is now.
Hey. I want to look for the apparatus of nailing. Like, is there a nail gun? Is there a hammer?
Yeah.
Anything of that sort?
So if you're like inspecting kind of the scene, combing through the tinsel, that definitely sounds like a reason meddling roll,
Okay.
which you're welcome to take. 2d6, add your reason.
Oof. That is 5 on the dice plus 1 is a 6.
Hey, that's still a miss.
Classic me.
Well, I say that. Let me double check. Yeah, it's a 7 to 9.
It's
That's
in fact,
success.
yeah.
Double checking. But yeah, so. And the 6 I get to move. So let's ask, because you can always, of course, use a crown in order to boost it, but we'll narrate what happens before, regardless. So we'll get to that in a second. Miah, what's Sunny up to?
I mean, I want to find Eugene's assistant, who I know's name starts with an L.
Yes.
But I don't want to separate myself from the others. So I guess if anything, like if there's like an office or something, see if there's any, I don't know, anything left behind in an office area or any messed with doors to get in.
Yeah. I think that's also a meddle with reason.
Dixon is reminding me that I do have a +1 I can use, so we can bump that up to a 7. after
Hey!
this scene.
Yeah.
That's good.
Thank you again for that.
Which one did you want me to roll?
You're going to roll meddling, and you're going to roll that with reason.
Weird question. Which one is meddling? I don't see it on the sheet.
It is the meddling move.
I'm just gonna roll it, and you can tell me what I need to
Reason.
do it.
He said reason.
Yeah, with reason.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
Sorry. I misunderstood your question.
David, help me.
No.
10.
10. Cool. So a 10 is going to be a regular success. I'll also say, always an option of getting a void clue if you want to put on a crown. But also, we are starting to swim in void clues already. So I don't know. Pick your poison.
I shall wait.
Okay. So then, I'm actually going to start with giving the clues to Bill, and then we'll get to the other two. So, Bill, you're rifling through the pockets on this body. You remember a good time you had recently at the strip club. And you do, I think, certainly find some car keys. Those aren't a clue, but you can add, I guess, to your cozy little place, if you would like, you may add Eugene's car keys.
Okay.
You also find a couple things of interest while rifling through the pockets. In one of his
Just a couple.
pockets, in one of his inside pockets, you find a threat letter.
Whoa.
In like the very classic made from cut pieces of magazine style. And it is like not so much warning as it is threatening Eugene with violence and death. So you find that in probably like his breast pocket area. And then as you kind of part his coat to look inside, you see that out of like seemingly where his stomach is, he's wearing like a white shirt underneath the suit vest. And something's like extra squishy there. Something's like a little bit weird there. And you open up the bottom of the shirt, you undo the button, you part it open, and you can see kind of inexplicably growing from his stomach, and this is your void clue, is just a patch of clover with little red flowers in it.
Red flowers.
Now, are they the three-leaved shamrocks, or are they the four-leaved clovers?
I think it's probably, as you might find in any patch of clover, some might be four-leafed, some might be three-leafed. It just depends on how they grew. But yeah, so the two clues you find, one is the threat letter made from magazine cutouts. And then the other is a void clue, a patch of clover growing from a carcass, in this case, Eugene's.
And you said red flowers too?
Yeah, like basically it's the green sort of leaves, and then there's little red flowers among the clover.
All right, well, I'll pull out my old flip phone with the camera feature. Take a photo of it.
Excellent.
Take a little selfie, like the kids do.
Oh my god.
While you were taking a selfie with the body, we'll move over to you now have a mixed success. Is that correct?
Yes.
Muriel, yeah. So Muriel, you are kind of inspecting around the body. You're looking through the piles of tinsel and confetti. There's like boards and glue and all sorts of stuff. And you do find, kind of on top of one of the boards off in the corner, there is a open box of nails and a large hammer there. Presumably that could have been used, but that might as well have been used on the floats as it might have been on this body as well.
Sure.
With mixed success, though, you do find a clue, though, which is good. Let me pick from our list here. Oh, yeah, this is perfect. You notice that through the tinsel, I think because you're rooting through it yourself, you can see that there's actually, although there's a kind of a fresh coat on everything from the floats departing here, you can see that there are drag marks from the doorway over here to the corner through the tinsel of what you would expect to be 2 feet being dragged along the ground as the body was apparently moved here. So, yes, your clue is that there are marks in the ground of a body being dragged. Perfect. And on a mixed success, you get a condition as well.
Love those.
Yeah, I think in this case, especially leaning into your vision and stuff from the morning, I think you catch sight, there's like pamphlets advertising the parade and its events. And in the pamphlets, they have a collection of the participating, like bars and grills and like other restaurants that are like, oh, have a good time at the parade. Also off of the parade grounds, find Lucky's Bar and get a half-off deal on your first Guinness, that sort of thing. And one of those you see is a bar called the Green Man, and in their icon is a wooden carved face, which you remember from your vision this morning. So take the condition, watched by the Green Man.
I'll put it right under marked by the goat. So lucky.
You definitely can clear marked by the goat as he is no more, but
damn right he's no more. Can I put the nails and the hammer in my bag?
Yeah, add it to your cozy place. Nails and hammer.
Who knows when that could come?
Yeah, just absolutely steal from this work site. Rock on.
Well, he won't be using it, so.
Right. And then Miah, what did you roll for Sunny?
10.
10? Okay, cool.
Nice.
You get an unfiltered clue. You're kind of inspecting the grounds, looking for an office or trying to figure out where that assistant is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you look around inside of the building and you look for a space that's like an office. You go up like a set of metal stairs to a little balcony there that overlooks the workshop floor. You go through a few of the rooms. There's like supplies in some of them. There's controls for some of the machinery, that kind of thing. But you don't find anything that like this is an office, clearly. However, as you make your way back down the stairs, you see like a shadow over the edge of the doorway outside, and then you see that shadow moving like somebody has just walked past. And so you quickly, jog down the stairs, poke your head out, and you see a taller man there with a long, scraggly beard, long, even more scraggly gray hair, kind of wavy. He's walking past with his head kind of turned towards the building. He's wearing a dark green suit, but it's like very roughed up around the edges, and it's kind of ill-fitting, like it's something that he just pulls out for occasions like today. And I think you kind of startle him as you come out of the doorway. Oh, yeah. Hello.
Hi. Well, the parade's supposed to be down there.
Oh yeah, I got kind of wore out. There's all the people over there, and I just wanted to get a little space, stretch my legs a little bit in my old stomping grounds.
Well, my name is Sona. You could call me Sunny, and I like put my hand out.
Yeah, he puts his hand out. You can kind of like smell a little bit of the whiskey on his breath. Sunny, pleasure meeting you. Yeah.
Do you have a name?
Oh yeah, I sure do. Yeah. You work here? I haven't seen you around on my shifts.
It's kind of a contract kind of work. You work here?
Oh yeah.
What do you do here?
Oh, like this and that. Yeah.
like a janitor or like security or like canning or like maybe killing people or like getting supplies.
What's that middle one?
Oh, just here and there. That's kind of weird that you. What do you mean? I thought this place was actually closed, like not an active canning facility anymore.
Like, the boss still like maintains it for stuff,
Oh,
classic piece of history.
Which boss?
Oh, Mr. Filbert.
When was the last time you heard from him? We were kind of like looking for him.
Oh, we were just chatting this morning,
Oh,
shooting
yeah?
shit about the parade. Yeah.
Yeah. What about the parade?
Oh,
Did
like
he
it was
seem
gonna happen.
okay?
Yeah,
Is he excited?
Yeah, as much as anyone is. Yeah. He's been. This parade is actually a really big deal for him.
I mean, it's kind of a big deal for the town, which is weird.
But he this is like a big PR thing, for Filbert and company. What with all the work they're trying to do with the city.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like supporting the city and sponsorship and stuff.
Well, I mean, getting the stuff from the city. You know what they're trying to get more stuff out in the bay, right? They're trying to increase the fishing rights.
Do I look like a fisherman? I just cook food.
I thought everybody knew that. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm glad to know this information. Thank you.
Yeah, you can actually add to your clues. That's part of your success. That they are Filbert and Company is lobbying to get increased fishing rights in the bay.
Interesting.
And this old man, by the way, he's in the suspects, and his name is just Old Man.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh man.
His eyes are kind of sunken. His flesh is a little bit sallow. He's got kind of thin, cracked lips.
Yeah.
And he's also, I forgot to mention, he's wearing like a festive Clover Parade scarf around his neck. And like you saw several of those out in the crowd, but it kind of like clashes. It's like a bright, gaudy color, while his suit is much more muted colors.
Mm-hmm.
But
So with this expansion of fishing, are you excited about this since you work here? Like, that must be exciting for you too.
No, not really.
No, how come? I mean, that'll create more jobs, right?
Well, I kind of like things the way they are.
Oh yeah, it's hard to change with the times. I've got some friends who might be interested to hear your thoughts.
Sure, you got some. Yeah, go grab them. I'll wait here.
Well,
You head back inside to grab your friends,
yeah.
and you, of course, I think, Bill, you finished going through the pockets of the deceased.
Mm-hmm.
Muriel, you found the drag marks and are kind of just holding one of these pamphlets idly. You also did notice, as you were headed back inside, you saw the corner, the rear fender of a white vehicle parked just around the corner of the building, and you were told that his car was white. So you did take note of that, Sonny, as you were outside a moment ago. Talk to your friends real quick.
I found somebody creeping outside, and he won't give me his name, but he works for Filbert.
Which Filbert? This Filbert?
Yes, that
Or
Filbert.
his twin brother?
I think that one. And he says that he saw him this morning, so I mean, he must have done it then.
Well, let's not jump to conclusions. Hold on. We still have like an hour and 45 minutes.
Did you specifically ask if he was alive when you saw him or if he was dead when you saw him?
That is a very good question.
Well, it sounded like he said that they were alive and they're just...
he said that they were alive? That seems weird.
He said he saw him this morning, and I kept asking him like his name and you are, and just completely avoided the question. And I asked him what he did here, completely avoided the question. But he did mention that apparently Eugene is lobbying to increase their fishing rights, and this guy doesn't like that. So I mean, there's a motive.
Does he look strong enough to lift a grown man and nail him to a wall?
I mean,
I feel like that would be important. Big beefy old man, corn beefy.
you've heard how mothers, when their children are in danger, they get this burst of energy. So maybe the same can apply to when somebody is mad.
When an old man is murdering another old man. That makes total sense. Let's go meet him. He sounds delightful.
I'm sure the three of us can team up on this guy because he is not answering any of my questions.
I
Although
did get this hammer, so...
Yeah, I didn't offer him any cake or eggs. Maybe I'll try that.
Maybe wait till we ask him questions till you offer him eggs.
Why?
Wait, you're going to offer up your eggs? This big, supposedly beefy man who can nail another man to a wall?
He doesn't need
Well,
any
if he
more
doesn't-
strength. We can't give him any more protein.
If he doesn't take my eggs or the cake, I'm sure he's a horrible man, because who would say no to an old lady with homemade food?
Yes, very good point. Let's go give him the egg test.
Yeah, you head outside to give the egg test to the old man. And when you pass out the doors, it's like Sonny has just been making this up to you all because
Damn it,
he's
David.
not there. There's nobody,
Oh.
there's no sign of another soul outside, except for, of course, the fender of the car on the side of the building.
Wait, what?
Sonny.
Well, not on the side, around the side of the building. Like there's the car fender. That's a sign of life, right?
Okay.
He was here. I should have brought him inside. But then I didn't want him to see the body. Can I go like around the corner of the building? Is he around the corner?
You go around the corner of the building, and you can see fully the car that's parked there, and you can see no one else like in the alleyway or anything like that. He seems to be gone, like really and truly gone.
Damn it!
When you do see the car, though, it is remarkable, the vehicle that Eugene drove in life. I want you to picture kind of like a white 1960s Rolls Royce, but make it like 3 Rolls Royces long, as it has been at some point in its life adapted into a limousine.
Oh, okay. Limousine, that's what I meant to say. White 1960s Rolls Royce.
I know we're going to go check out this car, obviously, but I would like to go take the man down and remove the Shamrock from his mouth before we leave.
This might take
okay.
It'll probably take 2 of you at least. He's you know, he's not a super tall guy, but he is, you know, has the weight of a full-grown man.
He's also nailed to a wall. We'll have to use the other
I
side
have
of
a hammer.
the hammer to.
Yeah.
We might need a ladder.
There's step stools, I'm sure. It's a construction area.
Yeah.
And there's certainly like some step ladders and stuff around.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You could pull his arms out of the suit too.
That might be difficult.
I mean, I won't be able to help you. I can only lift my arms this high, so.
I do remember that, actually, from last game.
Dr. Decreed.
But
My
maybe,
daughter got
maybe,
me one of
we,
those grabby hands.
maybe we shouldn't be disturbing the body because that's mentioned in every single one of the books we read, girls. Don't disturb the body, especially if the police haven't been
We
here.
shouldn't be disturbing the bodies moments earlier.
Yeah, digging through clothes.
Selfies.
Yeah, maybe it wouldn't be practical to also like remove those plants from him because there's a show that my grandkids keep talking about if you touch or get bitten or something, it gets spread to you.
Oh no, I brought gloves this time. Don't you worry. I learned my lesson.
Okay.
The dishwashing gloves.
Yeah, like the big long dishwashing gloves. Like,
Bright yellow. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Smart.
Yeah, I think with a little bit of effort, you take the body down, if that's what you want to do.
I don't like him just hanging there. It feels bad.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit him down in front of it.
You can just put a sheet over him, like what's her face?
There's a
did.
bunch of sheets, right?
Yeah, I think you stand on like a folding chair while you're doing it, and then you just kind of let the body down onto the chair. You take the sheet that had been covering the corner and just kind of put it over his body. Yeah.
Just
He's
leave
just
his
taking a
head
nap.
out.
Put his hand in a
He's taking a
pocket.
nap.
Perfect.
Leaving the deceased there, the 3 of you, I
Is
assume,
there-
go over to take a look at the car. Or go ahead, Sonny.
Is there like paper or like paint or like a thing of wood?
Newspaper.
Tinsel. You put tinsel on his
Well,
hair.
I was just thinking like a do not touch sign. Because all those parade floats are going to have to come back somewhere, right?
Yeah, like they've got like kind of the streamers, and you take one of those and like you're like making one of those paper snowflakes, you like cut out the letters for do not disturb,
Oh my.
and then you put it over the
Yes.
body.
Do you want me
Yeah.
to do that?
Yeah,
No, I can do it. I'm crafty with some safety scissors.
that's right. There's certainly safety scissors abounding in this work site. So you head out around the corner of the building to find the waiting white Rolls-Royce limousine. There are tiny little green flags fluttering in the breeze that are like raised on either side of the front windows. Classy. And of course, Bill, you do have the keys to the vehicle. It is an older vehicle. You cannot just like, boop, boop, unlock it. You have to go and manually do so.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do, you actually see through the hazy, they're certainly, they've got vinyl on them. They're what's the
Tinted.
Yes. The windows are tinted. You can see the slumped figure of somebody at the steering wheel of this Rolls Royce.
Girls, we have another body.
Are you sure it's a body?
Well, I mean, Good point. And I just open the door and we find out.
Yeah, you open the door subtly, and it creaks as it opens. And you immediately see with their head, at least briefly, at the wheel, there is a woman. She has close-cut red hair with a streak of green in it. She's got like deep bags under her eyes. She was like mid snore at the wheel when you pull open the door, and she like sits straight up. She hits her head on the ceiling. She's like, "Oh God, oh my God." And she turns.
Hello.
I have a permit to park here.
Do
we look like
like
Can we
packing
see
orders?
it?
She says, yeah, you can see it. It's hung there, and also I suppose you don't look exactly like cops.
Never estimate how somebody looks.
That's true. You're not cops, are you? Because actually, that would be fine, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Is something going on?
License and registration, dear.
and I think she kind of robotically reaches to the glove box and pulls out the vehicle registration and hands it to you. She goes through her pockets, pulls out like a billfold, hands you her license.
Now, where were you at about 9 a.m.?
And she says, like, I was here asleep.
Why are you sleeping in this car?
My boss had me working on the floats all night.
You got me. That was a fake yawn, and you got me.
And you can see on the license that it says that her name is Leah.
Leah.
L-E-A?
Leah.
Put you right under suspects.
How old is she?
What a good question. Leah is 22.
Is she an organ donor?
Yeah.
Yes, she's an organ donor.
Organ donor. What else do they ask on American licenses?
What
and weight,
state
right?
is it?
Eye color
Is it
and-
registered in?
It's registered in Massachusetts.
Is it expired?
It is not expired, but it will be soon.
Okay.
Getting all the right clues this time around.
That's right.
We're not anything past this time.
You can add to your clues. It's almost expired.
How do you feel about goats?
Oh my God.
She kind of raises an eyebrow. I feel pretty neutral about. What are you doing here? This is private property, and I'm starting to think that maybe you aren't cops.
Well,
Are
we never
you the
said we were
driver?
cops.
For Mr. Filbert.
Yeah. I'm his personal assistant. I do driving and all kinds of stuff.
Then you must have his schedule and who he meets with and all of that.
Yeah. It's all up here. He kind of just briefs me on the weekly, and we kind of make it happen.
Can you unlock and open your trunk, please?
Yeah. There's actually. And Leah like kind of sighs, and she gets out of the vehicle and closes the door behind her. She says, "There's not." She walks around to you. There's not exactly a trunk on. It'll make more sense when I show you. She goes over to the side and she hits the key and she opens up the door. They fold open. Both of the doors on the side of this vehicle face each other, and so it opens so you can actually kind of see the whole inside of the vehicle. And inside of the back of this limousine is not kind of your traditional kind of bench seating. Instead, it is a full office with
gosh.
like proper lighting and like some very shallow but bookshelves along the walls. And she gestures and says, this is where Eugene liked to have his office with him everywhere he went. And so he kind of just does it like this. I have a question for you all, actually. This is one of our locations. Actually, I had a paint the scene question for the cannery as well, but I forgot to do it. So maybe we'll pick it up later. But for Eugene's car/office, what absurd shows of opulence are built into this interior?
Built-in fish tank.
Totally.
Oh, I had not even
100%.
considered that, and I love that. That is excellent. What else?
I was thinking just a very large portrait of himself, which is strange because there's not really walls, but
I think the reason the trunk doesn't open is because there's a full-size portrait over the end of the
it's
vehicle.
like,
Okay.
Yeah.
One of those really opulent leather, swivelly office chairs behind the desk.
Yeah. And inexplicably, it is on like caster wheels, so it
Yep.
rolls, which that has to be interesting in traffic, but whatever.
That's why I picked it.
It has brakes on it.
yeah, I was about to say it's got handbrakes.
It's got like a lever brake.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent. Cool. I love the inside of this. The fish tank at the front,
Yeah.
portrait at the back, bookshelves in the middle. It's great.
In order to talk to his assistant, the fish tank just goes down into the car and then goes back up.
That seems dangerous. She can't see behind her except for her wing mirrors.
Well,
I think
I
Backup
think
cameras.
there's nothing particularly safe about a 1960s Rolls
No.
Royce anyway. So
Especially
yeah,
one that's
that
been
has
stretched.
multiple.
yeah,
Yes.
stretched beyond its expectations. Yeah. So she's here with you, and she says, "So, what are you doing here? Like,
Well, we were
What's up?
initially here for the parade.
oh, well, that's like a block that way.
Oh no,
Oh.
no, dear.
What time is it?
Parade time.
We both looked at our watches.
It's like 10:45. The parade started at 10:30. And you say the time, and she's like, "Oh, I was supposed to get where's Mr. Filbert? I was supposed to get him to the parade like an hour ago."
Oh, he's
Oh,
sitting
it's okay.
in the warehouse. with the
That's
chair in
what we
there.
were going to ask you. We found his keys. He is missing. We have no idea where he is, but we found these keys and they unlocked his car, which he was sleeping in. So we thought he might be in here. We're
This
trying to
is-
find him too.
This is the only car that he owns.
Yeah, it's weird that
Uh,
he had the keys and you were in the driver's seat.
Well,
but
and she like
oh,
I
you
think
have
they're
keys.
still sitting in the car. They're just like the car was off, and
Yeah.
she gestures. She's like, I have a set of keys. He's got the spares.
Oh, okay.
So it seems like you were the last one to see him.
Well, there was that old man.
There was a ghost of an old man apparently that may have seen him.
Ah,
That's neither here nor there.
There was a ghost.
It's a long story. She had one too many deviled eggs.
Yeah.
would you like one?
No, thanks. I'm full. I think. I need to get him to the parade. Do you know where he went?
No, that's what I'm asking you.
Oh,
We would gotta look and see if there are any clues to his whereabouts, perhaps in his car office.
Sure. I guess. Who are you?
My name's Bill.
Muriel.
I'm Sonny.
Not nice to meet the three. Why are you looking for Mr. Filbert?
Well, Q has asked us to look for him since he didn't show up at his
Oh,
announcements duty.
you're
know
working
Kiana.
for Kiana. Oh yeah, sure. Here, I'll help you. Look, maybe there's a sign. Maybe he has keys, obviously. So maybe he went and grabbed something from his desk while
Now,
was
can I ask you the do you only drive for him, or do you like what do assistants do nowadays? Like get him food, coffee, his mail.
Yeah, I mean, like I
listen on his phone
Needs.
calls.
the last thing I did this morning before passing out for a while was I gave him his morning his morning coffee. It was an Irish coffee today in honor of the event. So a little bit of Guinness in there, or it's not Guinness. What goes in an Irish coffee? It's
Whiskey.
Bailey's.
Bailey's. That's it. Yeah, a little bit of Bailey's in there, and then an everything bagel with caviar schmear.
A man of great taste.
Wow.
Is he allergic to any of these things by any chance?
I
That could maybe cause asphyxiation.
save for the Bailey's. He has that as his daily order.
Very good.
Has he gotten any unusual mail or phone calls lately?
Oh, also, I just realized that was a clue. You just guys got a free clue. The Irish coffee and everything bagel.
I will take a free clue.
Thank you for telling it was a clue.
Yeah. Well, that is listed as a clue as Eugene's last meal. I guess in this case, it may or may not be significant, but it is a clue, so
It's going on the list.
it's going on the list.
Somebody
rolled for that.
Any like as was just asked, was there any threatening mail like this? And she whips out the
Pulls that out. I think she does look at it and she's like, interesting. I've never seen anything like this before. And actually,
Really?
I
Not
think
even on
I would
television?
love. I think this sounds like a meddling role with presence. I think you're trying to grill her for information.
middle with presents, which is a
How
zero
many
for
magazines
me.
are you subscribed to?
Is there a help out role in?
I got an
in
8.
Brindlewood? I forget.
There is no help out role, and that's
Okay.
I got an 8.
I got an 8. All right.
Yeah.
We can work at that. 8 is a mixed
better.
success. You will get a clue. Yeah, you press her for a little bit for information, and I think she looks at this and says, "Well, I haven't seen anything like this specifically, but we do deal. We have been dealing a little bit more with some like protests and stuff from the local environmental group. Maybe this was them.
Was there any specific like advocates that were more vocal than others?
Well, I mean, oh, hello. There's this whole group that does it. There's the ecology club in town that's always worried about any kind of commerce, and a group as big as Philbert and Company, they get up to all kinds of stuff. Now, most recently, the only like mail I've seen, there's been like some offers coming in recently to like try to purchase shares in Philbert and Company, but like that's all like official letterhead stuff. Nothing like this. And then she stops. I thought you said he only left behind the keys. Where did you find this?
Maybe we should tell her.
In his pockets. We also found his pockets.
You found his pockets?
Yes, they were in his pants, which was on his dead body.
It was just what?
Yeah.
It's still trying to be decided if he was murdered or just died of natural causes.
I mean,
Wow.
there was a clothes
Died
in
of
his
natural
mouth,
causes.
and it is.
Environmental causes.
He is dead, and
Here, why don't you sit down, sweetheart?
Yes,
She,
in this
like-
nice, comfy leather chair.
she has a seat in the chair. She's like, what's going on?
While she's having this panic attack, can I
Yeah.
rifle through the desk in the office?
Absolutely. I will mention that the information about the local ecology group is just kind of flavor. That's who she thinks might have been responsible for something like this. But the clue that you received is that there have been offers to purchase Philbert and Company, or purchase major shares in Philbert and Company.
Okay.
And I think you're also going to get a condition here, as you did get it was a mixed, right? It was a 8.
Yeah, it was an 8.
Yeah, the condition you have, I think actually just because of how all this information was revealed, is that Leah is useless now. Like, actually, I don't think that's a condition for you. I think that's just like the complication is like Leah is going to be zero help as far as like getting information from her because she's like having a full blown panic attack now.
Does anyone have a paper bag?
You may want to update your LinkedIn.
Yeah, Lily is like, I don't even have a LinkedIn.
Fun.
And Sunny, you start rifling through the desk and things. Give me this is another, I think, reason roll for your meddling.
That's going to be a 9, and I think I'm going to use a crown.
Sure. I can narrate for you what would happen, but in this case, it would just be with a complication, so it's not that interesting. So, sure. Yeah. If you want to add a crown to boost it to a uncomplicated 10+, we can do that.
And I can choose a void crown or a queen crown, right?
Yes. So crowns of the queen usually come with narrating some kind of short scene relating to your maven's life. And crowns of the void usually involve adding some sort of complication or hurdle for the maven for the story going forwards.
Okay, weird question. Why would you want to do one over the other?
I mean, eventually you run out.
Okay.
Then what happens?
So crowns of the queen are usually looking back or looking in the present, some like the recent time somewhere else in the maven's life. Whereas crowns of the void are like permanent effects to the maven going forward in the story. So it depends narratively what you want to do. Both are possible though.
Okay.
All right, I got to remember to use my stuff then.
I like consequences. Let's do a crown of the void.
Yeah.
Which crown of the void are you doing? Just curious.
Can't you only go in order?
Yeah.
So crowns of the, you're right. Crowns of the void have to be in order.
Okay, so
Crowns of the
the first one for me, the first one is a shadow in the garden.
Yeah.
The best one.
Shadow in the Garden's wonderful. Read the effect of that just so that the audience knows.
Yes. So shadow in the garden hereafter during cozy vignettes focused on you or cozy move scenes involving you. You must also narrate how dark entities subtly reveal themselves in the scene.
Yeah. It's a good one. It's a fun one. It's the beginning of the end. So yeah, you read through. This is a 10+ now, so you get a clue free and clear. You go through and you find some bank account documents. You find that there are actually 2 sets of tax documents for Filbert and Company. One is in a folder labeled "Show the IRS," and the other is labeled in a folder "Do not show the IRS."
Oh my god!
So obvious.
To just straight pull from the producers, and it shows that there has been a series of embezzlement from Filbert and Company to offshore bank accounts.
Oh.
Well, this doesn't look good.
So you find that. I was going to ask, actually, as well, Muriel, do you take a look around any of the drawers or anything involving the vehicle or anything like that?
Yes, obviously. I want to look for secret locations in this vehicle, perhaps behind the giant portrait that I brought into existence.
I definitely show you the bank account stuff because Sonny doesn't understand how money works.
That would also, I think, be a reason roll if you want to go for
I would
that.
love to. Let's see if it's as good as the last one. 9 + 1 is a 10.
10. Hey, that's
There
fantastic.
we go.
So I think you turn around the picture, and strapped to the back of the picture frame, there is a dossier. In this dossier is information about the exploits and murders of the historical Shamrock Strangler back when they were active in the 70s and 80s. However, this detail seems to have been gathered by private detectives paid for by Eugene Filbert, or at least by Filbert and Company, I'll say. and not like this isn't like police records. This is like by private detectives.
Are there any names of these private detectives?
Probably, but I think there's dozens of them. They were used across 2 decades, and
I don't know why. I just have to get this out of my brain and into the world. But the back of the portrait is just the back of him. I don't know why, but it just feels right.
Painted on both sides. Painted on both sides. Yeah, definitely.
I just had to get it out there. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So you can add to the clue a dossier about the Shamrock Strangler, created from details gathered by private detectives.
Can I dive into that dossier at all?
I mean, there's a lot of historical information. I think if you were running a true crime podcast, there's a treasure trove. Fantastic information in here. But as far as relating to this specific event, there's nothing about the events of today.
Sure.
There's just about the events of, 4 decades ago.
And the modus operandi is the same.
Yep. It matches the description that Kiana explained earlier. Ooh, there is a little bit of extra detail that you gain here, though. I'm gonna make sure this isn't another clue. I think this is just some detail I can give you. Yeah, this is just fun detail. The other thing that was noticed by the collection of private detectives, connecting the deaths of these different people at the hands of the Strangler, is that all of them seemed to be involved one way or another in large companies committing some kind of ecological crimes of the day. And that just seems to link the victims in the previous of the previous Strangler. Or the current. We don't know. Maybe they got the wrong guy. Maybe he's still out there,
Sure.
So for clarification, this dossier is this is something that Eugene hired people to do and gather, or is this the maybe opposite where it's maybe he was the old murderer and a fan of his own work? No?
Who's to say?
Fun. Love that for us.
Listen, group huddle real quick. Team, get in here. Leah, put your AirPods in just for a moment.
She's like, yeah, I've got some ocean sounds on this, and she puts in her AirPods and starts press play. You are next to the ocean, by the way. The ocean, the dogs are right there. But she puts in her AirPods and listens to ocean sounds.
I'll set my cake in her lap for her to munch on.
Yeah.
So it looks to me like Eugene may have seen this coming. The Shamrock killer seems to be killing people who are destroying the environment, which is a little poetic, I'm not going to lie. But it looks like he was trying to protect himself and failed miserably. Does that track? I don't think he was just a true crime buff like us.
Well, but isn't that person dead, though? The real Shamrock Strangler?
So we think. Perhaps a copycat. Perhaps they got the wrong killer. Perhaps it's, a protege. Sometimes they work in pairs. There's lots of options here.
Maybe it could be their child.
Exactly. Shamrock Jr. Just food for thought. I want to just get all our minds in the same place. I think he saw it coming and couldn't protect himself.
But how did he see it coming? And to know that
How did he?
Because he is doing environmental crimes like a garbage person. And he's making money from it, and he's funneling money from it, so he knew. He was looking. He knew what was coming his way.
But how do you think he was trying to protect himself?
Not very well.
Obviously he failed. Yeah.
Maybe he was always on the move in this car office, so he wasn't always in one place. Hard to pin down. Ha! He was pinned to the wall. But he's hard to pin down in this car. The irony is not lost on me. This is just a beginning. It's a first draft of a theory. Okay. Anyone else have anything to add to this huddle? Okay. Sorry.
Well, I found these papers that look very similar to what a bank account looks like, and hand them over. Do you think
that is a lot of numbers?
Was he trying to get out of the business himself, or I don't know what these papers mean.
So there were offers for a buyout. Were they
Yeah.
accepted offers or like just from companies? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me put these in my bag for now. When we have a moment to sit down, not with listening Leah over here. We'll put this all together. Okay.
Is she on
Bill,
or off
anything
the
to add?
suspect list?
Well, she's on mine.
Okay, then she's on mine.
Bill?
Oh, I was just thinking of what kind of job we could get her next. I mean,
I mean, we could use an assistant.
I've
Kiana
already...
seems pretty frazzled. She might need one.
Oh, you're gonna let Q-Tip take her? I guess I don't really have any other jobs around the house. I mean, I've already got a stripping lawnmower man.
Let us make sure that she does not leave this place. Also, we'll get to that later because that sounds very interesting.
I don't remember.
I think there were goats
This is-
eating grass
Yeah.
in a vignette.
It sounds like we're having some issues with David's audio, so
no.
just for a second, I'll see if I can fix something on our end. We'll just do a refresh on you, 1 second.
Oh no, we can hear you.
Do 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 do.
How about now, guys? Can you hear him now?
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Da da da. Oh, we see. Yes. Okay. Cool.
Yep, there we go. All good. Thank you. Yeah, no, I don't remember anything about a lawnmower last session. I just was expanding on the shirtless lawnmower former stripper guy.
Oh, okay.
As you do.
When did I cut out at an important time? Chat. When did
I
I?
don't know.
When did
I
I
mean,
leave?
Part of the lawnmower man obviously extends, but this is a cozy mystery.
Oh my god.
And Bill goes to mark the other slot on Crown of the Queen to talk yet again about how
Oh my goodness. Okay,
the last two chunks of things you said.
2 chunks. That's an interesting measurement.
2 chunks. Yeah, chunks. What's?
Means
Yeah, Pat. We'll start from the beginning. Lawnmower man for reasons. Okay. I don't think anything important was missed. I think we were just chatting about the last game, maybe, because I thought the Lawnmower Man was from there, but everybody's alerted me to the fact that that's not the case. I think there was an attractive pool boy in somebody's vignette at some point in a previous game that I ran.
probably Muriel.
Polluting my brain.
Probably Muriel.
Anyway,
Nosy
quick
neighborhood
check.
watch.
How many are we up to? Just
Clues?
yeah, I think you're at like 7 or so.
I have drag. We need to follow the drag marts. I have that clue. I have the breakfast, the Irish coffee, everything bagel, offers to buy out Filbert. I have the dossier, and that the Shamrock killer kills people by destroying the environment. I'm not sure if all those were actually clues.
Well,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It looks like Filbert was faux bad for both directions. Environmentally, financially, and mortally.
Does anyone have any clues that I did not mention? Oh, water. Don't mind if I do.
Hydrate or dihydrate.
Oh, did you mention that
He almost made us
Filbert
get that
company
water.
is lobbying for an increased fishing rights?
I did put that somewhere. Where did I put that?
Sounds like they're having financial issues if they're having to embezzle and increase the business.
Lobbying for...
3.
Void Clue and the Green Man.
Yeah, we
Irish
have 2 Void
Baileys and
Clues.
everything bagel.
Oh yeah, my void clue was the account information, right?
The Clovers.
I don't think you've gotten a Void Clue, have you?
No, you
Did I miss that?
No, you stepped up to a full success, not to a bonus success on your metal roll.
We are taking
Our
notes.
Void Clues
Kat.
are the Green Man and the patch of clovers and flowers
Yes.
growing from Eugene.
Yeah.
Those are our 2 Void Clues.
I just want to point out, if there were drag marks through the tinsel in the warehouse, that means that it would have been after everyone had finished making their floats. Possibly after they'd left.
I think they were in the dirt.
I did mention that the drag marks were like through the tinsel and stuff, but like that was beneath the layer that had been put down as the floats had left, as they like shed, as they rattled and shed some of
So
the
it was
tinsel and
after
stuff
everyone
on them.
left that he was...
It would have had to have been before everyone left, essentially.
Okay.
And no, so then, but what's her face said that she had covered him with a sheet.
Yeah, Kiana said that she like just hung up a sheet in that corner. And you noticed.
He just tucked it over his top of his arms and around his head. So
Yeah.
Real perceptive neighborhood.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what Kiana told you.
Ooh.
Maybe we should have her arrested.
Theories are up to you.
Let's make sure that Leah doesn't go anywhere and check out where these drag marks come from.
What was the total number we were at? Though we were listing them off, but did we count them?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6.
Okay. That includes the void clues, or
No, that's without the 2 Void Clues.
Okay. Cool.
Oh.
Does that match your math, Miah?
Or chat.
Or chat? Chat's been keeping track, please.
Chat's telling us off for not keeping notes, apparently. Dude Boy says they have lots of notes. Fish stealing money, strippers of lawnmowers.
What are the 2 void ones? There's the Green Man and
The patch of
flowers
growing out of his belly.
okay. I have 4.
Okay.
5. 4.
3, 2, 1, lift off!
And I think we heard a 6 from.
I do have 6.
So. Okay. That puts us at 8 total, but 2 of them are void clues and harder to integrate. So currently we're at 6 roughly. This is a complexity 8 mystery, so we still have a couple more maybe that we want to gather but make our roll a little bit better. And there's some that we may or may not integrate, right? So cool. I was just trying to scope out where we were at in the mystery. We're doing a good job. We're on track, I think, to keep this to schedule today, which is great.
You're doing a better job of keeping me on task than any other GM has.
Brindlewood Bay is a pretty easy game to keep rolling if you try. But sometimes, admittedly, it's more fun not to try to keep it on track. Let's ask a question for the group. Of course, Leah is out of it. She's listening to the sounds of the waves. She has like a breath tracker app on her phone. She's like,
she is calm.
Yeah. She's trying to center herself. What's next? What are you doing? You have a body sitting in a chair covered in a sheet with a "Do Not Disturb" sign. Leah here is with this desk. You found this dossier. What are you interested in doing? You do know, so a couple things I will kind of put on your horizon. You know that there is some kind of ecology club. And actually, now that you heard that, you remembered that actually at the parade grounds, they weren't pushed up all the way to the fence line around the main drag, but there were like some picketers there. There was like a handful of picketers who, now that you remember, had like Save the Whale signs sort of stuff going on. So there definitely is that group that you could go and try to explore a little bit further. There is, let's see what else is interesting. You know that there's a brother that you could try to find, figure out where he is. At the very least, Leah might know more about him and would be able to give like at least some general stuff there. She's just not good for clues anymore.
What's the likelihood of finding the old man?
If you're trying to find the old man, you gotta let me know what you're trying to do, and we could probably have a day move to try to find the old man.
I
What do you guys
would
think?
I would think that firstly we take the extra set of car keys so she can't go anywhere, and then
And then she can still walk.
I think we follow the drag marks to see where Eugene was killed. Since he was not killed in there, I feel like that is very pressing because those marks could be easily covered soon by weather or,
Drunk people.
parade. Exactly. Anything. Old ghosts, perhaps. Sunny.
My memory is not failing me yet.
No, you're just seeing people.
Unless anyone has something more pressing that I definitely think we should go talk to the ecologist since this seems to be motivated by the environment, but I would say we do the drag marks first.
We could always split up.
That is fun. I do like splitting up.
What do you want to do? Give
What do you
me
think?
answers.
I agree with the drag marks and the ecology club potentially.
I'd like to check out the brother.
We can. Do you want to do a three-way split?
You can.
Ecology club, drag marks, brother.
Sure.
Sure.
Okay. Hands in.
Let's go, team.
I put a deviled egg in each of their hands.
I kind of fling it over my head.
Let me throw this back. Ew.
Yeah. All right. I'm going drag marks.
Okay. I will go to the ecology club then.
Okay.
I'll ask Leah about the
Your turn.
brother. We can find him.
I think the conversation with Leah is brief. Happens essentially off screen. She tells you that Hugh Filbert. You get his name now. Hugh,
Ooh,
Huth. Hugh
Sounds-
Filbert. He is Eugene's disinherited fraternal twin.
Ooh.
He does not run the family business, but he's the kind of disinherited where he still gets an allowance that funds his crippling alcoholism.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
You can find him at the Green
Green
Man?
Club.
Green Man.
All right.
She says that actually Eugene had her drop Hugh off there last night. They're open 24 hours around this time of year, and he's been presumably drinking there since late last night. Presumably.
Great.
So, Bill, you head off to the Green Man to go and find Hugh Filbert. We have Muriel following some drag marks here around the building, and we have Sunny going off to find the ecology club. Are you going to where they were picketing by the parade, or are you like I imagine they have enough of an established group that you could probably look for them on Google Maps. They have a building.
Oh,
somewhere,
I don't.
an office.
I don't have a
Wait,
smartphone.
Yeah, fair enough.
Flip phone camera only.
Yeah.
I have what do they call it? Cricket. I would go to where they were picketing.
Yeah, cool. You split up. You head your different ways. I'm gonna actually start with. Let's start with Muriel. You follow the drag marks. It's inconvenient while you're in the building because the tracks, of course, from the parade floats, plus the different glitter and all of the stuff that fell off of them as they left, have obscured some of the tracks. It takes you a moment, kind of fastidiously looking for the drag marks underneath the fresh layer of glitter and tinsel that has been laid. And you follow that to one of the large roll-up doors that allow entry of larger vehicles and goods into the cannery. And you see that it quickly gives way to kind of boardwalk, wooden boards, where it'd be harder to find this kind of trail, except there's actually, you can see faint lines where the rubber soles of his shoes had, I don't know if you've noticed this, like where it kind of like scratches the varnish, scratches that top layer, and leaves behind like a very, very faint line. Since you knew to look for it, you're able to kind of follow along with your eyes. I do think as you're trying to follow this trail to somewhere useful, that's going to be a day move with reason.
Sure.
This is our first day move of the session, so I'm going to read that off real quick to remind everyone how that works. This is when you do something risky or face something you fear. Name one thing you're afraid will happen if you fail or lose your nerve, then roll with the appropriate ability. What are you worried might happen with this?
I think this is a mundane worry. I'm just worried the trail's gonna go cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At an inconvenient place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that sounds reasonable. This is probably a reason roll. You're really, searching and trying to keep track of the trail as you go.
Well, that's snake eyes. +1.
That's not great. That's not wonderful.
Not great. No, that's bad.
That's a 3. That's a hard miss. We'll narrate that when we get back. Let's cut away. I think what I'll narrate so far for this miss, we see Muriel hunched over, kind of like, not like doing the older lady equivalent of crawling along the ground. She's hunched over with maybe like a pair of reading glasses from looking to try to like get a closer look at the ground, and you're following this trail, and we in the eyes of the camera see a shadow fall over her as somebody appears to stand there. And we'll cut then from there to Sunny. Sunny, you head back to the parade ground. It's only a block away. It's a short walk. You know the way. You just came there this morning. And you round about the start of the parade grounds. You can actually see the back of the very last float is maybe halfway along now. They move very slowly, of course. There was 5 or 6 floats in the parade, and it's still happening out there right now. People are still gathered, still having a good time, drinking, cheering. And some people, off to the edge of the crowd, are not drinking or cheering. They're instead chanting with signs raised. They are marching in line. There's probably 5 or 6 of them total. There's somebody with a bullhorn. They have a series of chants that they're giving. This is a paint the scene question for you all. Here at the picket line, what ecology club slogans are plastered on the signs that they're bearing and or being chanted by them while they're picketing here? It's a question for all of you.
Go green or we'll get mean.
Go green or we'll get mean.
That's vaguely threatening.
Save the fish, bish.
Mean.
No?
The fish.
No, that's good.
Fish.
No.
I had water in my mouth, sorry.
But you, Miah, what do you think is on some of the signage or a chant they're giving?
How the hell am I supposed to follow
Hydrate.
up those two?
Hydrate.
I don't know. I guess like our Earth is your Earth.
I love it.
What if we reverse that to be a little more threatening? Your Earth is our Earth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. I think currently, as you come up, there's like, you see a sign that says your Earth is our Earth. You see another one that says save the fish, bish. And then there's like some classics like save the whales, that sort of thing. And then you hear over the megahorn like, go green or we'll get mean. Go green or we'll get mean. And like everybody's like chanting along. And the person with the megaphone does seem to be like the one in charge of this group. They let's describe them real quick actually. As you walk up, they appear to be a young adult wearing a beanie that says save the whales on it, wearing some Birkenstocks. They've got a little she they button on their jean jacket that they're wearing that is covered with a series of iron-on patches of various animals and plants. And they've got a megahorn to their mouth, and they're blaring away. What do you do?
I'll walk up to the one with the megahorn, and she's like, "Oh, hello, excuse me."
They're like on the megaphone. They don't hear you over the chants in the crowd.
I will like go up to them and like pat them on like the shoulder to get their attention.
Go green or will.
Hi.
I can help you.
Yeah, I'd like to know a little bit more about your organization here.
Their face lights up. Like
Oh boy.
like you are celebrating their birthday today. And they reach into, they've got like a bag at their side. They reach in and they pull out like a small pile of pamphlets of different colors and shapes. A lot of them seem to be like home printed sort of thing. She hands them to you, and then she also snaps her fingers, and you see a few of the people in the picket line quickly rush off as they say, "Bring out the board!" And moments later, from behind a tree, they wheel out a conspiracy board, like with the red string and everything. And in the center of it is a picture of Eugene Filbert. And there's like all sorts of like crazy stuff on this board. And I think there's also like, yeah, there's just the button. I was trying to think like, we need to get this person's name out so I can stop referring to them by not their name.
My name is Sunny.
What is yours? Oh. I'm Ren Elowin. Ren WREN LONELOWEN. It is intentionally difficult.
Of course.
And Ren gestures to the board, gestures to the pamphlets, and says, "Did you know that the Filbert family did not stop whaling until the late 1980s, even though in 1979 the United States government declared it illegal in these states to whale?"
I thought they were a fishing cannery.
Oh, that's gestures to the board. That's just the tip of the Filbert iceberg, and it goes all the way down to the sea floor.
So they don't do just fish.
Oh, they'll actually give me a medal with presents. I think we're at that stage.
Okay. Nine.
9, excellent.
Want to put another crown on?
I was thinking about it.
You got 55 minutes to solve a mystery, so
Yeah, I'm gonna put a crown on.
Within
Can I?
clue, there's just also either a condition or a complication. So
Okay, I'm gonna put a crown on.
I'm just an instigator.
It's okay. We love an instigator.
Dixon in the chat, save the whale. Filbert's going to hell.
That's good.
I'll do a scene in the present day showing how you. Wait. Nope, I'm not doing that one. I'm not doing a bill.
I mean, you could do another
No.
bill, not this bill, but I know what you're saying.
Mhm. I guess I'll try to do the flashback showing how you were Imperfect Mother.
Okay. Do you want to give us that now, or do you want to wait till after this scene as something like you're thinking of on your way back or something? Up to you.
Let's do it after.
Okay. Yeah, so that brings you up to a 10 plus. You just get a clean clue. This one's actually fairly simple. As Ren begins answering you, like really starts digging deep into like the Filbert conspiracy and like the stuff that they're up to.
The team.
I mean, and they list all of your major things. Like they're dumping stuff in the waters, like that. You know how they put in a dye in the waters in order to dye it green for the events today? Well, it ain't fish safe. I can start there. You know, like that sort of stuff. And like they start digging into it, and one of the things that Ren mentions offhand, and they're like, and how do I know that? How am I aware of the stuff they're up to? Well, I'll tell you, I was there at that cannery this morning. I talked to him. I have an expose with him. And the clue here is that Ren was there this morning at the cannery. and may have been present at the time of the murder. But they go on like full rant to you. You have opened the Pandora's box of this story.
You cannot close it.
Can I offer you some deviled eggs? I made them myself.
And they like stop midword. Deviled egg? I love deviled eggs. Yeah, sure.
So not
Yeah.
vegan.
I'll hold them out. And you know, the perfect way to enjoy a deviled egg, like you have to make it where you take a fork and you dip it into water and you press the lines into it. But then you have to put paprika on it. And then, but this time, like, because they're green, I like dyed them. Like, you know, you do like dye eggs for like Easter and whatnot. But then I added a little bit of more pickles into it to like add to the green flavor.
Awesome. And they take a bite. And as they're like taking a bite of an egg, we cut over to our third maven, to Bill. Bill, you have wandered towards the Green Man, the pub. It's, I think, midway on the parade route. It's like just off the main street, so it's, I would say that's a little bit quieter. It's just not quite as packed. You can hear blaring from the pub like river dance music, and you see outside the front of it, there is one, today at least, a very well-loved bush that's been nourished with all sorts of stuff from patrons who have nourished the bush. They vomited on it. It's people.
That doesn't nourish the bush, but sure.
Yeah, it doesn't. But this bush has certainly like grown large from all that, and that's on one side of the doorway to this place. On the other side, you see there is a big carved relief of a face, of a leafy face, and it ostensibly is the Green Man for who this pub is named. And
Sophie!
I have a question, paint the scene question for the group here as we arrive at the Green Man. There's an overflowing crowd. The ground is covered in sawdust and peanut shells to help absorb any spills of any kind. There's this well-weathered face on the outside, weathered by the sea breeze. The beer menu is the food menu is a Post-it. When you enter the pub, what about this place makes you feel like you're no longer in Brindlewood Bay? Like, makes you feel like you're transported somewhere else entirely?
All of the waiters and waitresses are wearing an orange wig.
Why orange?
Colors of Scotland. I don't know.
It's that really dark wood everywhere. The walls, the ceiling. It makes it look like a very dark, more cramped than it actually is, pub.
Yeah, I
Walked
think I'll add
into a
to that.
tavern.
But
I've literally
just
walked
that
into a tavern.
the lighting is dark. Like most of Brindlewood Bay is brighter when it's daytime, you know, but like as soon as you walk into it, it's like a dark cloud, which can be comforting, but is also very mysterious.
Yeah.
Can I adjust my suggestion?
Sure. Are you telling me that orange wigs aren't dark and mysterious?
No, all the waiters and waitresses are all redheads.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
Exclusively
Right,
redheads
okay.
working here.
Natural redheads or?
Who's to
That's
say?
the next mystery?
It's too dark to tell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yes, that's the next
Bill,
mystery.
you enter.
Mhm.
I think for the sake of time, I think you find Hugh Filbert. He's not hard to find. I think you go up to the counter and you ask for, like, you know, if you know a Hugh, and they just gesture to the end of the bar where, like, you see 6 empty pints in front of them. He's hunched over on the seat. He's got a scraggly beard, balding, late 50s, very rugged build, total lush. He's been drinking since last night. His face is flush and red. And that said, it looks like he's having a good time. He's like chatting with one of the people behind bar, like they're old friends. They're making like an uncomfortable face, like they are not old friends. When you walk up, what do you do or say, Bill?
I will come right up to him and then I'll bump into him and go, oops, sorry dear, it's a bit dark in here. Can't quite see.
Oh, no worries about it. You're fine. Yeah.
Let me buy you a drink to make it up to you. And she'll go to the bartender.
Oh.
Two slippery nipples.
Oh, that's one of my favorite drinks.
Oh, good.
You've been to the pub before?
This one? Oh, it's been a few years, but yes.
Yeah. Green Man's great, right?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. My name's. You can call me Bill. What's your name?
Charmed. He reaches out his hand. It's shaky. He shakes yours. I'm Hugh.
Hugh.
You might have heard of me. I'm Hugh Filbert.
Oh yes, I know you. A bit more familiar with your brother. He's a bit of a twit.
Oh, yeah. He's the worst.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, thinks he's so important. Running the business, buying shit in town.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a medal with presence as you you lubricate the wheels with a little bit of liquor and you try to get Hugh talking.
Buttery nipple or slippery
with
nipple.
a nice slippery nipple.
I lubricated the slip with a slippery nipple. Yep.
Yeah.
That is, what is it? Presents. That's a 9.
Yes. It's a 9. All right, his answer with complication.
Or you get a crown.
We've been pretty liberal with those today.
Yeah, well, been liberal with a lot lately.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do a positive one. You have plenty of those left.
By positive, do you mean a crown of the queen, or do you mean one that's not sexual?
The queen.
I do have plenty of them.
Or the next one on yours, the phallic
Talking
mask.
about dead.
Yeah.
I was actually...
Pallid mask, not pallid mask.
Wait
a minute.
Wow.
Wait a minute. I mean, for Bill, it probably is the phallic mask.
Yeah.
But
hydrate.
During an intimate conversation with another character, you must make a casual reference to death, dying, the afterlife, or the end of all things, no matter the subject at hand.
She did say you could kill me, Bill, so that's pretty close.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that sounded like kill. Oh, well, I beat cool. A positive one. Or you want me to talk about dead things? I mean, it'd be easy to talk about dead things, but there's probably something bad happens when I use up all of the Crown of the Voids, right?
I mean, you could also do you could do the queen. There's the one that's the show a private side of you that very few get to see.
Sero.
I was thinking, what's the opposite of horny Bill?
Or there's the one below that is romantic. I'm not going to try and pronounce another word and get made fun of.
We're laughing with you.
No, I know. I get it a ton on our own podcast. Which, if you want to hear a great word story, you should check out the end of our bloopers for episode 3, season 3. It's not out yet, but just wait. It's very good.
Okay, no, I'll go with a scene. A scene in the present day showing a private side. Very few of you get to say.
Yeah, I'll take that scene now as maybe that works its way into either how you're presenting yourself or into your conversation or something like that.
Oh, you mean so what she's doing now as opposed to something separate?
Well, no. I'm saying we'll take this scene now and then because I think this will be pretty easy to relate to the current situation. If you want to tell us what does Bill do in their private life that is a side of them that few get to see?
That might relate to what's happening, or just anything in particular.
I mean, it's always best if the scene can kind of relate in some way to the thing we're rolling about, but it doesn't have to. It's at the end of the
Okay.
day, it's kind of like little cutaways we get.
So she'll mention something to Hughes. She'll be like, well, I mean, siblings aren't, family isn't all bad, are they? I mean, I sometimes leave, a few dollar bills or $20 bills in my son-in-law's wallet when he's not looking, when he's a little bit strapped for cash. And I hear that
Aw.
you're maybe sometimes your family helps you out in those times of financial need.
Yeah. First, I love that detail. Fun detail
Aw,
for
Bill.
Bill. No, this is perfect to upgrade you to a better role, because I already knew what clue I was going to give you. He kind of looks into his beer for a moment, and he's like, or should I say, he's finished his beer and is now working his way on his slippery nipple.
Isn't slippery nipple a shot?
Is it?
I think so.
Is this an actual drink? Am
Yeah,
I-
slippery nipple is an actual drink, yeah.
Yeah,
What?
it's a shot, I think.
It is
I know a buttered
layered
nipple.
cocktail shooter.
Oh,
with
yeah,
equal
maybe it's a
parts
buttery nipple.
butterscotch schnapps and Irish cream.
Oh, look,
I
there's
wonder
some
if they're
Irish.
Cool.
regional.
Yeah. I mean, he's staring wistfully into his slippery nipple before shooting it.
Down
some
into
whipped
his
cream on his
slippery
nose.
Staring into his
Yeah.
nipple.
Sounds like it's a little bit of whipped cream on his nose. And he says, that's very good of you. Yeah, I mean, my brother does still take care of me from time to time, and I mean, he like takes care of his kid too. Oh, I wasn't supposed to talk about that.
Oh,
You didn't hear anything from me.
no, I didn't
Between
hear
the two
anything at
of us.
all. I mean, I
Yeah,
also have a kid to take care of, so
Yeah, like he's not exactly like on the books.
the
What?
kid isn't, or
Yeah, no, like it's like what's the
illicit?
legitimate. Yeah, they're like too
Illegitimate.
legit.
Oh.
They're too legit to quit. Yeah.
Oh my god.
My daughter used to listen to that song.
I want this man in the next one.
You want this man? Okay.
So yeah,
The next episode.
You learned that Eugene has an illegitimate heir.
Sounds like a clue to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's a clue.
It does.
He tries to take care of him, but like, meh.
Him? Oh.
I think he only ever like talks about them. I don't know if he's honestly sure
Okay.
who this kid is. Has never met them. So he's always ambiguous about, or he is ambiguous whether or not it's like a he, she, they, whatever.
Well,
He doesn't know.
that's pretty somewhat, I guess, somewhat decent of them to him to be supporting the mother.
Oh, they're like long gone probably. He used to sow his wild oats, if you know what I mean.
Well, they apparently grew.
Yeah. That's oats do that. Yeah.
Wait,
Hey,
what?
speaking of like oats, are you like busy today or?
Oh.
I'm a little bit busy. Maybe I could call you. Do you have a number?
Yeah. All right. And he like reaches into his pocket. Right here, and he pulls out his cell phone, and he's like, "Oh, I should write it down." And he like puts his cell phone back in his pocket, and instead like grabs a napkin. He's like, "You got a pen?"
No, I'm afraid not. But I could put my number into your phone.
Yeah, sure. And he hands you his phone.
Search the
Okay.
phone. Search the phone.
Another slippery nipple, dear, and she'll push her one across the bar to him to give while she's attempting to look through his phone because she usually has a flip one with just the camera, text, and talk abilities.
I think this is also a reason. This is a reason medal. However, I do think you're taking this at disadvantage because I don't think Bill has demonstrated significant competence with a smartphone such as this as of yet in the story.
So what am I rolling?
This will be you're going to roll 3d6. You're going to take the lower of the two, and this is a medal with reasons. You're going to add your reason.
Yeah, I got a 5.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
I think you do enter. You enter your number, and then you accidentally bump the camera button, and you cannot figure out how to get out of the camera app. And so you just like keep taking photos. And he's like, "Oh, you like it that much? I can pose if you want."
Sure.
He poses for a few of the pictures. I think you're going to leave here with the condition. Well, first question: do you put in your actual number into the phone?
Oh no, I'll put in Sunny's number.
Damn it!
Okay.
Son of a
actually,
bitch.
Sunny, take the condition. Calls from Hugh Filbert.
Okay.
Because I've been doing stuff like that all the time. Like, I need to give my number to someone who wants me to do a charity thing. I give them Sunny's number. You know.
A stupid question. Where are the conditions on?
Dixon made the good point that
Bottom
it was a full fail. It should be Bill's real number.
Damn it!
Oh, how about this? I think you do put in the number for Sunny. However, I think I'm trying to think of something fun. I think you also drop and break his phone. So I think the downside for Sunny is like, I don't know, when he gets this moved over to a new phone, he is going to have Sunny in the contacts under Bill's name. But by breaking his phone, I think for now, this conversation is like over.
Oh.
And there's not anything else you can kind of drill him for right here.
No,
right now.
no number of slippery nipples will now.
No number of slippery nipples. It falls to the ground and like shatters. And he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to ask my brother for another phone."
Oh, I'm so sorry. I
think he actually like goes down and picks it up, and then like looks at it and is like, "Oh, all those pictures are gonna be ruined." And he I think he just walks sadly out of the bar.
Poor Hugh.
Poor Hugh.
At least I won't be getting phone calls.
I wanted to ask, Sunny, is there anything else that you do as far as talking with Ren and the group there? You do also owe us a scene, and then I also owe Muriel a result.
Yes.
And I will say, I think we are pushing towards theorized territory, so I'd like to see the Mavens get back together soon.
Yeah.
See what happens to me.
I want to ask Ren, because the clue that I had gotten was that they were there this morning at the time of the murder.
Yeah.
But first, I want to know if they like my deviled egg.
Yeah, I mean, they throw back the deviled egg and it's like, oh, that's exactly how, yeah, I had I don't know what I'm voicing doing. I had a nanny who used to give me that sort of stuff too all the time. It was great, yeah. And they seem to really like your deviled egg. And
We'll hear, of course, have some more. I got a couple of questions about your organization, and you said that you actually met with the devil himself.
yeah,
Eugene?
fuck that guy.
What happened this morning? Tell me of this heroic tale.
Yeah, I think Ren goes on to show you a short video that they shot of Ren confronting him out front of the cannery. I'm actually going to add this as a clue for you. This is just a freebie I'm going to give you because I think it's a fun detail that could make its way in. But like you have video of the outside of the cannery before the murder took place. Ren does get very heated with them. And I have some extra detail I could give you. Watching this video, give me a metal roll with reason, actually.
Ooh.
How close to her
something nice
face is the video?
It's like shot poorly on a smartphone from like a friend.
I rolled a 7 for reason.
7 for reason? Cool.
Yeah.
I think you can see that there is, as the camera is moving around, it's moving around too quickly to get like a really clean look at them. But somebody is like standing off to the side of the cannery in like kind of the shadows of where the car is, over in that alleyway. And so there is somebody else there on film on that camera who you can see was present there.
The old man.
Huh?
Is it the old man? Is it the old man?
The complication is you can't see clearly who it is.
Yeah,
but
I try to sort of touch the screen or sort of, and it gets.
And I think you do that and it like closes and like, oh, the videos, it's there. Don't worry about it. And meanwhile, Muriel, you're inspecting the ground following this trail. We see a shadow fall over you. You rolled a 3 on this total, right?
Ooh, yeah.
In the camera's view, we see a hand reach out to the back of Muriel's neck. We see it reach out towards her and rest alongside it. Muriel, you feel something warm and scratchy at the side of your neck. You turn to see someone there. We see Muriel's face of shocked surprise. And then the camera flips around and we see, I'm actually going to give you a void clue as a
oh, no.
here. You flip around to see Muriel, this doesn't mean anything to you. The body of this person is wearing a dark green suit. Ragged around the edges like the old man from earlier, but the face is that of the green man, this etched wooden face staring at you. And they open their mouth and words tumble out in a language you do not understand. And then with their hands on your shoulders just aside your own neck, they grip you. And around that time, I think, Bill, you're headed back to join up with Muriel. Yep. We'll pick up with Sunny and see if there's anything else that happens with her. But I think, Bill, you're headed back. Bill, you call out to Muriel as you get close. You see that somebody is there talking with her. And Muriel, as you hear your name called for an instant, you turn your eyes away and look. And when you look back, there's just a scraggly old man kind of gently holding onto your shoulders, steadying themselves, going, well, I think I had a little too much to drink today. Sorry there. Thanks for the help. I really appreciate it. It's been a rough one out here.
Yeah, maybe you should grab onto a handrail or something.
Yeah. Sorry about that, Hall.
No, you're fine.
Have a good day. Enjoy the parade. And they start to continue down the boardwalk. And the clue that you received is the face of the old man contorting into the green man's.
An old man or the old man?
Well, in this case, it's the old man. The clue is just a suspect, but I chose the old man for this.
Perfect. It's a very important word difference.
Yeah.
No.
And he wanders off.
Yes, Muriel. Making friends.
No, absolutely not. I lost the trail,
Oh.
unfortunately. Did you find anything at the
Oh,
the
oh
bar?
yes. There's an illegitimate child.
Yours?
No, mine are all legitimate. Wow. Technically, I guess my daughter was illegitimate. My grandson's legitimate.
Who has an illegitimate child, Bill?
Well, other than myself, the dead guy.
Eugene.
I forgot his name.
Well, do you know, like, how old this child is? Are they capable of strangling a man out of anger?
That's a very good question. I have no idea. Unfortunately, the brother is a bit of a lush.
Oh, you met the brother.
I met the brother, yes. He was the one who spilled the beans, but did not give me any gender hints or age hints, and just said something about his brother sowing his wild oats, and I guess one taking root.
Did he seem like perhaps a murder suspect?
He seemed quite drunk, actually.
Like too drunk to strangle somebody and nail them to a wall, or
Well, I don't know if he would have the hand-eye coordination required to accurately hammer in the nails. He might have
we
had
can
the
cross you off the
strength.
list at least.
We would have had access to him.
That is true.
I did unfortunately break his phone. I did find out that he's being paid by the dead guy, so I didn't ask him what would happen if he died.
Well, if he's being paid by him, he probably didn't kill him.
No, not unless he was disinherited. Never mind. Nope, he has no reason to kill his brother, because that would be cutting off the hand that fed him, wouldn't it?
Well, let's follow the smell of eggs and find Sonny.
Oh yes, don't tell Sonny, but I gave him the drunk her phone number.
You broke his phone, so it's probably fine.
Oh, it's totally fine, of course.
Let's go find Sonny.
Yeah, Sonny, let's ask. You've seen this video. I do think one of the protesters has come over to Ren and asked them, because they've been showing you a lot of this stuff, but they've got the bullhorn and somebody needs to be leading the chants. And so they say, well, read the materials that I gave you. You will understand the full scope of this. We've got the board over here. Take a look if you need to.
Thank you.
Pictures. We worked really hard on that last night. And we'll see you around, Sonny.
But Brent, would you mind? I forgot my phone at home. Could I borrow your phone to call my friends? I'm supposed to meet up with them.
Yeah, sure. And Ren gives you their phone to. Just I'll need it here in just a minute. So once you're done with your call, it's gonna get loud. It's gonna get loud here for a second. So
okay, I'll go stand over there to make the call. Thank you so much.
And they smile and then go back and go green or we'll get mean. Go green. And they resume the chants that they were doing.
You're really good at making that sound like a megaphone. I gotta say, it's
very good.
Impressive.
Go for it.
I'm just gonna leave.
I'm sorry.
You just take this phone and then just start walking towards the cannery.
Amazing.
The three of you meet up maybe halfway in between the two, between the parade grounds and the cannery. I think the parade is reaching the end of it, so it's starting to thin and disperse. People are starting to head into the bars or head back home if that's what they're doing. Sort of thing.
David.
Yeah.
Do we need to resolve that flashback?
Yeah, I'll say on your way walking over. Let's get that short scene as you're thinking about that as you go.
Okay. Fuck, I wasn't thinking about it at all. Can you help me out, David, with what that could be or could mean?
Sure. What was the prompt?
Flashback showing I was an imperfect mother.
Well, yeah. I mean, tell us. Sunny has kids, right?
Yeah, I have 3, I believe I might have said before.
I mean, tell us about a time that maybe like you would have raised them on the cusp of phones being a thing at the very least, especially if you had the kids later in life. So maybe about like this just to tie it in. Maybe about a time like you took it from them, maybe unnecessarily, or something like that. I list options, or maybe a time where like you just like straight up took a toy or something from one of your kids because they were not using it responsibly or something, and they were really upset with you, and then as it turns out, I don't know, they died.
Threw all the Lego out the door into the garden.
I think that I don't know. This is sort of like where my mind is going. I'm not sure how I can tie it in, but like, at least 2 of my kids were playing outside. The youngest one, as I'm cooking in the kitchen making lunch, comes crying to me and like it's bleeding, and she's telling me how my oldest one slammed the sliding glass door on her, and that's how she like got cut. But when I ask when she asked like the eldest one like what happened, and she like denies it. See a hydrate. Oh, dang it, David.
I wanted to interrupt you mid monologue.
Thanks. Yeah. I think I just sort of like waved off this situation and tried fixing it with like food. Just like here, just eat this, like you'll be fine. Yeah.
I like that. You recall this time as you're headed back, your stolen phone in hand. The 3 of you meet up there adjacent to the cannery and the ocean. I think we enter discussion at this point. We've got plenty of clues. Let's talk about some theories. What are people thinking about this mystery? While we do that, I'm going to grab my chair. I can hear you over the headphones, though.
Well, what'd you say, Cap?
I thought he was sitting this whole time. Blown away.
He was standing. Yeah, I had to sit
He's
before
that
he did.
tall.
But yeah.
He sits that tall.
He's a very big boy.
I mean, I do like the kid as a suspect for sure. But
I like the kid too. For the suspect.
Oh my gosh, David.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
You were watching when I did the exact same thing.
Well, I didn't hear the beeping.
Oh, okay. No, mine doesn't beep.
There's a supernatural element that is interesting.
Well, obviously the real Green Man is dead. The Shamrock Strangler. The Shamrock Strangler is dead, and maybe this is his ghost strangling. Or being called upon to strangle, but I don't know why.
Or whatever inhabited the original one is now inhabiting.
I mean, there's also
he was obsessed with it, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's also the dossier of like the private eye stuff.
I feel like it's like I'm stuck in supernatural because of the last one we did, but
I mean,
it seems to be a curse.
If you start putting in void clues, it ends up being a little bit supernatural for sure.
And yeah, I keep seeing this green man.
Please move Mike closer, David.
Does it have to, like, does the green man or the supernatural thing have to be a bad thing?
You're saying the green man, but obviously the green man's Captain Planet, right?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously.
Okay, let me look at my clues here. We have a lot of clues.
So that would be his motive. But I don't see.
I don't think it was you.
I don't think it was here either.
'Cause, I mean, what if the green man was like, what do you call it when he used the puppeteer, moving things along?
Yeah, that's where my head's at.
Kind of a possession situation here.
Yeah.
Possessed
Maybe-
I was more so
the kid
thinking
when-
like the green man was giving them was serendipitously giving them the tools they needed. I don't know.
Did the environmental group summon the spirit of this green man? I think this is exactly what I said for the goat thing. Did they summon the spirit of the green man to take out Filbert? Perhaps.
I guess there is all those clovers and stuff that was in him, so it's not like a normal person would just.
Yeah, there's
put
stuff growing
clovers there.
out of his body.
Yeah. Was the clover part? Oh yeah, it was the mouth thing that was the same as the other.
And,
Yeah.
But it was
Oh, yeah,
also
we
the
have the
patch
dossier.
growing out of him.
Is that? Yeah.
Do we need to go back to look at Eugene's body to see if that patch of clover is grown?
That's not a bad place to have this conversation.
Yeah. You go back to the body, you lift the sheet to take a look. As far as you can tell, the clover is in the same way it was before.
It looks like Dixon is asking if we lost. Oh, okay. Never mind.
Okay.
It was them. Okay.
I think did it.
Yeah, I mean, did you say it is growing?
No, it's about the same as
Okay.
it was before.
Okay.
It's just there.
I mean, that's really weird. That's throwing me.
Yeah, so
I
he's
mean,
not turning into.
One of the clues was that in that video that Ren took, somebody was standing off to the side. So I don't know.
Could be your green
maybe
man.
maybe what Cap was saying about the environmental group summoned
Yeah.
the green man.
I think with some of their very catchy chants, they may have summoned this environmental protector that took over the old man. And now we're drinking water.
Ooh, what might be kind of funny and cool is the environmental group, the entire time that they've been picketing outside and what they've been speaking, and the reason that Ren had to go back is because they just sang the chant out loud, keeping the green man here.
Oh,
keeps
so
him
go green or we'll
manifested.
get mean is keeping the manifestation of the green man.
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
like
what was
that.
Fascinating.
Is
And the green man is
your
possessing
Earth is
the old
our
man.
Earth.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
and
I don't know
Ren
if it's
had to-
intentional, though.
Ren had to confront Eugene in order to tell the green man who to target.
Which one?
Yeah, that
Or maybe
she.
she placed the shamrock on him, not in his mouth per se, but
Like a target.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
like this is who
this is the mark.
this is who you take out. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds like a mystery book to me.
Yeah, I like the sound of that.
And oh wait, did I just get marked by the green man? Oh no,
Well, I also ran into him too.
that's true. You ran into Ren.
I'm
Yeah.
fine.
Is this what we're going with? I like this that they summoned
I
the
do
green
like
man
that,
to protect the environment.
I like that they
Yeah.
summoned it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just had a thought.
Yeah. I love that.
Considering the age of Eugene, and how old was Ren? How old did he look?
22.
Ren was 22.
Yeah.
I think we found the
Uh,
illegitimate child.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking when I met them and stuff.
Mm.
Yeah.
I like it.
Oh yes. Save
So
the
it
fish.
sounds like we're building a narrative here. Let's start ticking off clues. Let me consult the list.
I have 9, I think.
Okay. So we have a folder of documents, or not in this case. We have just
Yeah.
evidence of Eugene having an illegitimate heir.
Yep.
We're ticking that, saying that is Ren, and that they're involved
Yes.
with this.
Yes.
We have a
Ah.
+1 given to the theory roll from Dixon.
Ooh.
Oh, cool.
So that's open to anyone, I guess, whoever's rolling.
Yeah, whoever's rolling. We have that there's lobbying for fishing rights in the bay. We're integrating that by saying that that's part of their environment. It's a sign of their environmental issues, I suppose, or like the urgency of the situation, maybe.
Might have caused Ren, our suspect, to act.
Why this happened now.
Yeah.
Cool. We have what do we think of the tax documents about embezzlement? What do we think about that?
I
Do
feel
we
like
think that integrates?
Maybe Eugene, was trying to give shares or pay off Ren and the organization to quiet them.
or
I
hide
think
the money
you-
from his family.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I still like the idea of him knowing something is coming.
But why the Shamrock Strangler, I guess?
Because it kills environmental people who do environmental wrongs, like
Yeah.
he has been doing with the whales and such.
Yeah, there could have been like a threat or conversation. Because didn't Hubert say that like the illegitimate child and Eugene like were still in communication?
It was
Yeah.
at least
So
financially
he could have
supporting
gotten paranoid and like information about the Shamrock Strangler from Ren.
Yeah, I was going to actually add to that because I think this fits with your theory you all are proposing. So Ren explicitly mentioned that the Filbert family, that Eugene was doing whaling up until the 80s, and that was like even after it was illegal in the United States, and that does put them in the timeline, like that puts him doing that sort of stuff in the timeline of the active time of the Shamrock Strangler. And if there is this evidential trail of them targeting people who are committing ecological crimes, then that research could have been conducted by Eugene around that time in order to like figure out whether or not they were being a target of this.
Yeah. So that dossier could be like old information.
Yeah, and Ren, if Ren is the child of Eugene, might like have known about that, and that might have inspired them to do what they've done. If that's a theory.
Yeah, that makes sense. Dixon has added that the embezzled money was set aside and sent to Ren or raise Ren.
Hugh
So
did
that's
mention
where he
that
was
they
getting
were
the money
provided
for.
Try to bribe them to stop. Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
necessarily
that's what I was
bribe
thinking.
him to stop, but did we get a hint as to how long the embezzlement had been going for? Maybe it was to even just raise his illegitimate son.
Well, he was sending money to his brother too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so there was a lot of off-book stuff with the family.
Well, that one with the brother could have been on books
Yeah.
if we knew about
We
it
also know that
beforehand.
Ren was at the cannery in the morning, and there was someone else there, which could have been the old man, the green man. So those two clues go into that, the video and Ren saying that. There's a lot of our clues lead to this theory.
Bryn didn't want you seeing any more of the video, so...
Okay, can I?
I love a twist.
Be like the last meal. What if
Yeah.
Leah was also in on it with Ren?
They're the same age. They could be in a relationship. Ah, she's the inside man.
Yeah. Woman.
And caviar.
That's
He
fun.
could
I
be
think that's
drugged.
great. I think that's fun. Well, also,
I like that a lot.
if he was drugged, that makes it easier for him to be taken out.
Yeah.
Nailed to a wall. Yeah.
Okay, so let's keep going through clues here.
I
Let's
love
keep
it.
ticking boxes.
Did you say
so we've-
that? Sorry. Did you say that
Go
the
ahead.
bagel had caviar on it or
Caviar.
something?
Yeah, it was like a
Yeah,
caviar
but-
schmear sort of.
Is it-
What
Isn't
if it
that-
was like also sprinkled with like crushed up clovers? That could be like help the green man target them. I don't know. I'm bullshitting.
That might explain
That's
why
good.
the clover was growing out of his side, right?
Out of his stomach area, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
I like
That's where the
that.
bagel went.
It's a
Yeah.
good way to bring that other clue in.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let's keep ticking boxes. So we have lobbying fish rights. We got the embezzlement funds was embezzled to support the family, or to keep money away from the family. Which one do you think? Let's cement something.
Do we think Eugene was? Because he was giving money to Hugh. We know that for a fact.
Yeah.
So was
but
there
that's
one part of
something.
him that felt guilty about what he's done? Not to the point to stop doing it in the 80s, but to the point to try to hush his family with money. I think that's like the most obvious, right?
And also, Dixon is right, pointing out that Ren did have a Shive sticker. So
Yeah.
And Hugh just
they're
kept saying they.
a daughter or them.
Yeah.
I
don't know, because we kind of it sounded like that we kind of knew that Hugh was being provided for by his brother, so that was public knowledge. So that could be legitimate money, publicly.
Could he be? Could he? This might be painting him in a good light, but like, could he be embezzling the money and like telling Ren that like he's donating it to that organization to try and like quell like, I don't know, almost like make up for like the past in a way? I don't know.
Well, my idea was
no.
that he had been embezzling the money to go towards child support for his illegitimate child. So that's something that could have been going on for years.
Yeah, so there wasn't like a clear paper trail.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Well, we'll take it as that for now. If we decided we needed to revise, we can. How are we integrating the offers to purchase Filbert and Company? Or are we?
Yeah, I don't know if that one plays into our narrative here.
Doesn't.
I mean, couldn't Eugene be like tired of it and I don't know, scared? Well, I guess if this stuff is like old, maybe. I mean, they did close down the cannery.
True. The cannery's been closed for like a few decades. It's been a while.
Oh, okay. I mean, he also was old. I mean, he was 80.
Eugene,
Yeah,
he was
almost
late 50s.
Yeah, he was late 50s. He was almost 60.
Oh, why do I have 80s?
That was the old man.
Yeah. Well, old man is
okay.
Looks like
I
he's
have
barely
80s.
80.
Yeah.
He's
Well, if we had a different narrative, the offers could be him actually wanting to sell the business, but him trying to make it more attractive on the books by getting the offshore fishing. But the business isn't doing as well because, like we've said, he's had to, the cannery hasn't been going for a couple of decades or whatever. But that doesn't quite tie in with what we've already got. But it could also be as well as.
Could the offers of like buying off be like fake or like fraudulent from like Ren or Leah?
Could. We never got to look at them,
Ooh.
did we?
How about this? We do have the letter that was like the threat letter, right? I think there was some attempts, it seems, by Ren and their accomplices to get him to stop what he was doing before now, basically. And so the offers to purchase, you said they could be falsified. And that was just another attempt to get him to like withdraw from the business, to like basically fake sell it, to fake buy it from him, and somehow stop what he's doing.
Yeah.
And if he turned those down, then like
here we are.
They had to stop him. Okay. I'll tick both of those then. That's up to 5 ticks so far. That's a threat letter. We have evidence that Ren was there this morning. That's pretty easy to tick. Marks in the ground of a body being dragged. I mean, if he was like essentially knocked out by some kind of tinkering with his food, then they'd need to move the body where they were going to kill him.
Did you tell what way the drag marks were being moved? Because
it definitely was from outside the building into the building.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly where they led, but
Do we think that Leah was also the one who was also drugged? And that's why she fell asleep in the car?
Interesting.
I feel like, because weren't we saying that she was sort of in on it
Yeah.
with Ren? So she
Kinda
could have
like
been
Leah
there
as an
to
accomplice.
But
She
how
could be
much
there
was
as, like-
she in on it? I mean, he could be just using her as the inside person and then keeping her in the dark on what it is he's actually going to do. Because she seemed really panicked when she found out he was
Yeah.
dead.
And that's her paycheck too, so like why? I kind of like her as a victim of getting knocked out, drugged, so that whoever killed Eugene could do it without alerting the person in the car.
Or even
Yeah,
without
maybe.
hurting her. So
yeah.
she was
So,
just
like,
being
Ren-
used.
Ren double-crossed Leah.
I like that.
Yeah. I don't
Or
mind.
maybe Leah knew something was going to happen, but didn't know it was going
Yeah.
to go so far.
Yeah. Probably saw the note and everything.
Yeah. Helped as part of the warnings, but didn't know that
Yeah.
this is where they were going. Okay, cool.
Okay. Yeah.
So that explains the marks. Last meal we've got.
Drug him
And that's
so
all
he's...
of our regular clues.
And
Except for the
irregular
dossier.
clues.
We've definitely worked in the dossier.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, that means without void clues, we are at 8. Do we want to integrate some of those void clues? Get us a little bit extra
Dang
bonus
it.
on this roll?
I mean, I
Oh,
think so.
okay.
It fits into our summoning the Green Man, since
Yeah.
2 of our 3 void clues are, well, all 3 of them, point to the supernatural being of the Green Man being summoned to kill environmental criminals.
Okay,
Yeah.
I missed this 2 minutes ago. Furry Summer decided
it's
to
good.
give a -1 roll to
Yep.
Miah.
Thanks, Mike.
So you're not rolling for the theory, obviously.
What do you mean? It'll be fun. So for the void clue, the Green Man.
Hmm.
I mean, could that what Muriel saw be like that she saw like his summoning?
Ooh.
It almost feels like a tulpa. Do you know what a tulpa is?
I'm familiar with the name.
It's a cultural cryptid that, like, when a thought is so prevalent and powerful that it becomes real.
Okay.
Oh yeah, acquires a tangible reality.
Yeah. It seems like these maybe these green warriors put so much passion into this, and with the festival and everything, it all culminated into this being into life.
Yeah.
Like, because
that.
the imagery's in their head from the door of the bar and everything. Like, they have an idea and they bring that idea to life. We love it.
Interesting.
I wonder if maybe the so-called original Shamrock Strangler was actually the Shamrock Strangler, and maybe he had summoned the Green Man to do his killing as well, and this is just the next generation summoning their Green Man.
Yeah, it seems like the bar has been around for quite some time too.
Yeah.
Since
Bar
it's
is
Oldwood.
a timeless location in Brindlewood Bay.
Yeah. And who knows if
Timeless.
it's the
There's
only
a clue.
location in the world.
Yeah.
Okay. I like this. We're getting there.
Okay. So I think we explained the Clover as like Clover was fed to him as part of a sign for the Green Man, like a target.
Mm-hmm.
We have the suspect's face contorting to the Green Man, that being the old man. We think that the old man was like possessed by the Green Man and killed him. Like he was
Sure.
I mean,
he was clearly around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
I mean, I like
returned
the idea
into
that
the
that's
crime.
his that his just like shape shifting kind of thing, where like
But yeah, it could
That's
just be
just
the
maybe
old
his
man
human look.
is the Green Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's been summoned. also true.
I mean, considering like how shifty he was when he talked to me, and
Yeah, totally.
And how he was able to disappear without a trace.
And then the green man from your dream, of course, has been kind of unified throughout this. And if we bring in the Tulpa element, then it's like you in this vision.
Yeah, I was even
especially that was this morning. That could have been, as was said earlier, like that was the moment of summoning. That was the invocation of him.
When they did.
Who knows how early the picketers have been here?
How long they've been yelling out the green.
That brings us up to 11 clues for this theorized roll. Let's go for it. Before we get into it, I want to ask. We think we've kind of fleshed out a theory of what's going on. How would the Mavens go about resolving this? What would be your approach?
We got to shut down the
picketers?
The picketing. Yeah, we got to stop them channeling this.
I think we should also tell Leah.
Tell her what?
That she's been double-crossed?
She might not have been double-crossed. He just might have been using her for information.
We might should tell her to go to the hospital and make sure she didn't get poisoned. But
yeah,
I think we got to stop the picketers because they're keeping this thing alive, and maybe shut down the bar for the night, even though it's St. Patrick's Day. I think Bill might need to do that one.
Maybe just release. Like we can just release like cockroaches and rats into the premises.
Do you have a
Where am I going to get cockroaches and rats?
Do you have Tupperware, Phil?
Well, I think we have an angle now. Let's get the roll. Who wants to do the roll? You're going to have a +3 from all the clues we integrated, and you'll have.
You want me to do it?
With your -1.
Well, there's also a +1 writing from Dixon, I think, so that would make it a neutral for Miah to roll.
Well, that was, I think, at that was for that. Yeah, I guess that would make me
drink more water.
Dang it! I had to go to the bathroom so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just a roll, or do we add a stat to it, or anything like that?
You don't get a stat, but you do get a bonus from extra clues you've integrated, which is you're at 11 clues.
Do it. So. Sero, it's your stream. You want to do it? I think I did it last time.
You want me to do it? Okay.
Yeah. So is it a +4 with that extra?
It's a +4 if Sarah's doing the roll. It's a +3 if Miah is, because Miah has the -1.
So what dice should I roll, people? The ducky dice, the purpley blue dice, or the cloudy?
It's got to be the green for the green man.
Oh yeah, we got to go
the green man.
Yeah,
green. Yeah, and which other one?
The white one.
Yeah, let's go black. Let's do it.
Yeah.
The colored one?
I was going to say the white one for the slippery nipple.
For the slippery nipple? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, we do need to represent slippery nipple representing.
We need to represent nipples.
I also got a +1 headed to my next roll. Do I add it to this one as well? Or do I? Does it count?
Well, we've already begun this roll. We'll add a +1 if we get rolls in the falling action.
Okay. +1 and a -1 to Sunny. Here we go. Oh. What is it, a +4?
+4. It's a hard roll to miss.
Okay, so I rolled a 4 and a 2, so that's 6 + 4 is a 10.
That's great.
Hey, that's great.
10, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, 10. That is the answer you've given is correct, and you will be presented an opportunity to resolve the mystery. So let me ask. You have two objectives here. You need to shut down the green man, as you think that that's kind of a locus of this effect, and you need to just break up the picket line in order to desummon this entity that has been brought forth. Is there anything else you're going to do alongside that? Is there any recompense you'll seek, or any punishment for Ren or anything like that you're going to try to do?
I'm gonna get her a job.
For Ren or for Leia?
Oh,
Leia.
Sorry, for Leia. Sorry. Blacked out there. Never mind.
I don't think we need to injure Ren, but I mean, we should definitely. This is a hard one to explain to the police. I'll tell you.
It sure is.
Yeah.
Well, can't we just show the police how, the video of Ren attacking Eugene, and now he's dead.
I mean, you've got the phone. We could find a police person.
You
I
could
could
just
also-
pass off Ren's phone. Yeah.
I could also like hide the hammer and nails in Ren's stuff. But
Wanna
that's
plant
kind of
evidence.
shitty.
I mean, you all can do anything. It's your you rolled well. You can try to do anything, I should say. But it is like generally successful. So
Yeah. I mean, yeah, let's give the phone, let's plant the weapon, and we'll shut down the bar and break up the pickets, right? Those are our
All right.
objectives.
who's doing what? Let's split up and let's get this knocked out.
I guess I have to go do the hammer.
Yeah.
And we are
I guess
turning
break
in
up
the phone.
pickets. Yeah. You have
Okay.
the phone, right?
Yeah.
So you go to the cops because they're out at the parade anyway.
Yeah.
Go to the cops, tell them what's up, give them the phone. I'll go plant the stuff and break up the picketing. And Bill, you go to the bar and shut that shit down.
Where are the floats?
The floats are
street?
at the end of the parade route.
Where's the end of the parade route?
As I described it earlier, it's like about a block away from the Green Man. What are you thinking, Bill?
Well,
I see the
think,
cogs turning.
I think you've worked this one out already. We're going to do another
I think I
driving
have.
into a thing.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I did kind of see that
Makes
coming.
sense. Yep.
Is it the mayor's?
Cool.
It has to be the mayor's float.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Bill
was
goes
it
to
your
the mayor's
nephew or
float.
your grandson?
My grandson, but I wanted to get him involved, but I think this might be a bit too much for him.
Yeah.
Like, this could get him in
Ask him.
juvie. Like,
Uncomplicated. Sonny, you go to the police. You give them the phone. The parade has concluded, so they have a little bit extra manpower. Like right now, they're just dealing with the crowds, right? But like you show them the phone. You explain that there is like Eugene Filbert is dead at the cannery. You show them pictures that you got from Bill, not the selfies, other pictures. Or maybe you do just show the picture of the selfie with the body. I don't know.
Did we get picked? Oh,
I took pictures. Yeah.
Bill did it.
Yeah, we'll take pictures.
Okay.
So you give the phone off to them because you all rolled very well on this. We don't need to dwell on the easy bits. You do that. Meanwhile, over with the picket line, how do you break up the picket line?
We could do that with the float.
Oh, are we
Water.
drinking water again? God damn it.
I'm out of water.
I'm about to leave.
I'll drink my spit.
No.
My
David, no.
immediate idea was to just open a fire hydrant at them. I know that's
Ooh.
horrendously 1950s thinking, but
I mean,
it is effective.
you were alive through the 1950s. So.
I was, unfortunately. I don't recommend this to anyone, but it's the first thing I could think of was, yeah, that's dangerous. I don't like it, but
I mean,
tell
at the
me.
very least, if you blast the bullhorn with the water,
Yeah,
it won't work
Gets-
anymore.
Mm.
And then there's no one to lead the chant.
Here, how about I just upturn a beer in it?
Yeah, I like that.
It's much less offensive.
Yeah, you walk past, dump an entire 22-ounce beer just all over the megaphone.
And while they're distracted, I'll put the hammer and nails in their eco-friendly bag.
Yeah.
Boom.
You do that, and in the commotion, you make your escape. Meanwhile, over at the parade float, I think your grandson, he sees you coming up, and Brayden like crawls out of the crevice that he was in at the back of the parade float and wordlessly hands you the keys to the float.
Hey, your audio's gone funky. Something unplug.
My cat jumped in.
Very staticky and very loud.
Cat attack. It was a cat. Can't
Yeah,
hear
we
you
can't
now.
hear you at all.
Can't hear you at all. Nope.
Oh,
Nothing.
say something.
Hey. Talk.
How about
No,
little bit.
it's
Yes,
coming
be
through
very
somewhere else.
quiet.
It's not your mic. Might be your headphones that it's coming
That's
through.
what the mystery is.
Yeah, probably defaulted to your computer speaker
Yeah.
or computer mic.
Bugger.
That was
back to the-
horrifying.
What?
Yeah.
Sorry, audience.
Feel bad?
There you go.
No, you sound
Yeah.
fine.
You're good. You're good.
We're good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
you're
good.
good.
We're good. So they're right, audience. Can you hear them all right? David.exe has failed.
Persephone, our cat, jumped up onto the table, and as she did so, she like yanked on my mic wire,
Mhm,
and apparently
Yeah.
the microphone did not appreciate that.
yeah.
Oh boy, that's terrifying.
Okay. So what we were doing?
Well, I am so excited to listen to the VOD on this and see what I just sounded like to all of you because I have
There's
no
a lot.
idea.
you
To
deafened
me,
everyone, basically.
it sounded like somebody taking over like the Twitch stream via like
Mhm.
radio or something, like tin hat kind of thing.
Fascinating. Fascinating. Okay. Well, Bill, please describe for me as you take control of the mayor's float and you drive it into the side of the Green Man.
All right. Well, since I'm used to driving the hearse, I'm used to driving a bigger car. Obviously, a float is an oversized
So true.
car. I hop in. The grandson might have to do a bit of distracting. That's okay. I'm sure he's got fireworks or something in his pocket. He can let them off. You know, children these days. And put it in gear, and off I go.
Excellent.
It's my turn this time.
Where do you like aim straight for the relief of the face on the side
Yes.
of the building? Yeah, I thought as much.
Yeah.
The mayor's float is ostentatious. It is green. There are confetti cannons mounted to it. We just see like we have an open shot, big shot of the building, and we hear the rumble of the float. The streamers come into vision as it, almost a blur of speed, crosses the road, approaching the building. The confetti cannons go off as the float makes contact with the front of the Green Man, and the front wall just collapses in under the weight of this absurd float. It's now like rear end in the air. I think, Bill, you like topple out into the building, and all we see is like we hear like the screams, people pour out the front door, drunk people throwing their beers and stuff, and we just see waving in the wind a sign, a rolled out sign on the back of the float that says the mayor loves goats, fluttering in the breeze. And the screen goes down as our mystery comes to its end. What I would like from each of you is a short scene describing your maven later this day or the next, perhaps, as you are returning to your life in Brindlewood Bay, maybe somewhat changed by the events of the day.
Can I just say that Hugh was definitely like getting his phone turned on again? He was like, "Yes, finally!" And then the car came through, and he just.
I mean, I've got one, but I
Go.
started.
Please.
No, go ahead.
Perfect.
Okay, so having just got out of the hospital, Bill's propped up on her porch, on her front porch, with a moon boot on. She has a drink in her hand, and she's watching her shirtless lawnmower boy mow the lawn.
Excellent.
I mean, that's it. So that's all. She's just enjoying the view.
You got
Muriel can be there if she really wants. I mean,
Do we incorporate our void crowns in this or no?
Yeah, this is
You do.
absolutely this is a cozy vignette. So if you
Okay.
have it marked, you have to.
our previous void marks or void crowns or
If you have any crowns of the void marked, then yeah, you should.
So maybe you need to add to yours, Sero.
maybe
do a void crown?
I see the lawnmower breaks down. It's one of those gasoline powered ones, and as he's bending over trying to, whatever they called it does. Yep. A burst of smoke puffs out of it, and I see momentarily some red eyes in the smoke before it flutters off into the sky. And I'll just be like, oh, maybe I should start drinking something else.
No more slippery nipples for today.
No. Moved on to the Long Island iced teas.
Yeah. Muriel, Sunny, what's your scene?
You have one, Sunny?
I'm still working on it in my head.
So I'm sad that mine isn't scary this time, because last time I took a void crown. But what I think it is Muriel going to bed, maybe even that night, and there's just a scratching into like a knocking at her window in her bedroom. And she wakes up startled, obviously, and looks, and it's just a branch from a tree hitting the window. And then it's like a smash cut to the next scene of her snapping these big goggles on and just revving a chainsaw to cut down this tree in her backyard the next day.
Oh, heck yeah.
Heck yeah, love it.
Crazy old lady
Funny.
in the middle of the night.
I think Sunny is on a trip to the Dollar Tree and is perusing the different aisles. She's looking at, let's see, she's looking at some like pink Jello because the next holiday that's coming up is Easter, so she has to make some sort of, pinkish lemon cake. But as she's looking, she gets bumped from like behind, and from behind it looks like the back of like that old man that she had, the old man. But when he like turns around to say I'm sorry, it's like not him. Damn it. And so I think Sunny's just like, oh, it's okay. And he like walks off, and Sunny like puts the Jello back and ends up not buying anything from the Dollar Tree. But I don't know, I think she like does a double glance at anybody who kind of looks familiar, and maybe that like faint voice of like, you just saw a ghost from Muriel gaslighting her.
plays in her brain.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And then her phone rings. It's you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your phone is ringing and you see an unknown caller calling.
I know, yeah. But I think because I took a void crown and I'm supposed to like narrate how dark entities suddenly reveal themselves. I think unbeknownst to Sunny, the old man maybe is keep like in the background. You like see him as an audience member.
Love that.
You've got a stalker and a phone stalker.
Apparently.
Thank you, everybody. That's Brindlewood Bay. That was the Shamrock Strangler.
We did it.
We dove into today. Everyone did a great job. I really liked how that came out. That was fun.
Thank you.
You're fantastic at running these. Thank you.
Thank you all for playing. I always love playing Brindlewood Bay. It's super fun.
It's so much fun. So much fun. It's very different from every other Powered by the Apocalypse game because we get to create the ending, which is just fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
Sometime we should do the between, which is so Jason Cordova wrote Brindlewood Bay because he was trying to figure out the mystery system that he ended up using for the between, which is the game he was already working on.
Very cool.
And unlike Brindlewood Bay, which is oriented around like murder mysteries, it's the general gist of it. In the between, you have threats, which have sometimes multiple questions you can answer, and like it's a different structure, but it still uses the same theorized mechanic.
Very cool.
And it's super fun. We're playing it on the podcast right now, but we're doing specifically Ghost of El Paso, which is Wild West themed.
Yes, it's very good. I recommend it.
That reminds me. Shouldn't we answer some questions?
Yeah, let's talk about experience real quick.
Can I just close the window?
A question for everyone. Did we resolve a mystery? Of course we did. So everyone will get 1 point of experience from that. But then you also have 2 questions that you have been role-playing towards in today's episode. This will be a fun little aside for the audience. How'd you do in your questions? Since you clearly already have it up, you want to kick us off, Sarah?
Did you share your wisdom with a young person?
I don't think you did today.
I mean, I talked to you and I talked to Leah, but I don't think I shared any wisdom.
No, I don't think so.
No.
We keep it close to the chest.
Yeah.
I mean, she did reveal, the slippery nipples.
KG.
I mean, she did reveal some private moment, but it wasn't wisdom.
Yeah, those were...
The other one was, did you secretly undermine the authority of a local official? Yes, hello.
The mayor. Again, the mayor.
Again.
The mayor, and also you definitely contaminated a crime scene. Like,
totally.
You definitely did that.
I fondled that body good.
Yeah, and destroyed a bar with the mayor's float. That happened.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. How about Muriel? What were your questions you were aiming for?
Where are my questions? What am I missing?
They're under your crown.
Right
under I see them. Heyo.
Skills.
Yeah. I should have called that out for us to set those, because you just pick your questions at the start of the mystery, but...
Oh, well, these are the same ones
I was
from
going
last
to ask, where did these be created?
They're right in the center of our character sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I found them, but like...
Just drop down
like,
at the start of every episode. Yeah.
I mean, did you behave like a woman half your age? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Chop down a tree. all that good stuff. Did I dote on someone? Don't know. I gaslit somebody. Don't know if I doted on somebody.
You did gaslit somebody. You did. Who like helped Leah to calm down? I think that was mostly Sunny.
I told her to put her AirPods in, but I don't know if that
I don't know if that's doting.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I gaslit Leah a little bit, like not saying we were the cops, but also not saying we weren't the cops.
We weren't very nice to the youth. We gaslit.
Oh yeah, I guess
if our way through this mystery.
If anyone has the subverting authority, you all masqueraded as cops briefly, so that did happen.
We didn't say we were cops.
Let's just say we all answered one question right. I feel like that's appropriate.
Okay.
How'd you do in your questions, Sunny?
I didn't know that we had selected questions previously.
Me neither, but I picked some.
They were the same ones from last session, so next time we do this, we'll change them up.
My questions are pretty much the exact same that Cap has, but did I behave like a woman half my age? I don't think so.
I mean, you did get excited about activism.
It's true.
I guess that is true. That is very not usual for her generation. Did I dote on someone? It sounds like
you doted on everyone you gave food to.
Yeah, do you count?
Oh yeah, no, definitely,
yeah, totally.
You offered everyone a deviled egg. Every single NPC had the opportunity to have a deviled egg that met you.
One for everybody. I love it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. Okay, so then that's 2 experience for Phil. That's 2 experience for Muriel, and then that's 3 for Sunny.
So we all level up, right?
I mean, I don't remember how much we did last time, but it was.
I don't think we did this last time.
I don't think we did it last time.
Let's just say it was 3s all around last time, so that's a level up for everybody.
Let's
Congratulations!
Yeah.
So we get an achievement or advancement.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You get an advancement. Miah confirming the Miah cannot do words.
Yeah, it's okay. We're all.
Well, it's close.
Yeah.
Achievement, advancement.
Words are hard. Get that on a shirt. Words are hard.
They apparently want save the fish bish on a button.
Save the fishes bishes.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I do really like the chant "Go green or we'll get mean." That's great.
They're all good.
My days as a eco activist. Um,
Ooh, choose an additional Maven move.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sero.
We'll say
For what?
offline. Feel free to add a
Running this.
advancement to your
Oh.
character, and we'll talk
Okay.
about that at the start of our next one shot, whenever that is.
You hear that,
yeah.
folks? He said the next one, so it's confirmed. We're doing
No.
another one. we'll
The
be
next one,
back.
Sunny has to take a car into the face of the
Probably.
bad
Yes,
guy.
Yeah, it's your
totally,
turn next time.
totally sunny.
Which is
Monster
gonna be
truck.
It's
gonna
gonna
be a
very
monster
hard 'cause
truck. It's gonna
Sunny
get
does
bigger.
not drive.
Oh,
Does not drive.
Could be a Tesla with the autopilot.
yes. Okay. Quickly, I just want to thank everyone
Yeah.
here. I want to thank most of all David for running this game, coming up with all of these ideas and all of the clues and everything. There is probably, I would think, is there more to do than preparing for a Monster of the Week game in Brindlewood Bay? Or
I think it's different preparation. So one of the nice things about mystery building for Brindlewood Bay is like there's a little bit of over prep if you're making a new one from scratch, because like there's bits of this mystery that weren't used. Like we have so I was gonna bring back Drake Raven, the magician
the
from the
magician?
last mystery. Yeah, he was on the last float. He was one of the performers. And he's also, so like basically Drake, Leah, Ren are all of roughly an age where they're options for the illegitimate child. So you could like basically pin that on any of them. So like there was like a few clues that were tied to Drake that we didn't get out. There's like, did we go to all the locations? I forgot to ask the question for the cannery, but we had one for a parade float. If we'd gone to one of those, there was one for the police station records room. If we went there to learn more about the cold cases. Of course, there's like a handful of clues that weren't used, but like I think because you don't have to figure out all the specifics. You just have to figure out interesting hooks. I find the prep a little bit easier than Monster of the Week, which I think I tend to like have to conceive about for longer to figure out kind of like, because you already have to know what's going on to some extent, especially if you're like doing a one shot. With Brindlewood Bay, it's very easy to slip into the scene, slip into the location. Whereas if you're doing a one-shot in Monster of the Week and you're not doing it in like an established setting that everybody knows, you have a lot more to paint along the way to make that feel kind of natural, lived in, to have rules, right? So I think for one-shots, Brindlewood Bay is like my favorite. It's so easy to run a one-shot of.
Very good.
awesome.
And there's like so many good materials out there. Like I don't have to keep writing new mysteries for it. We could just use a lot of existing ones that are great.
Yeah. But you love writing them, so why not?
I do like writing them.
Should
you all
you be
are
putting
enabling
them,
me to
publish them and sell them?
Well, I think there's a difference between doing a prep version that I can run and an official version that anyone can run, right? There's more detail to add and stuff. But they are currently like, I certainly have the bones of two that haven't been fleshed out. And we do PbtA Rivals, which is the one we wrote for the podcast, will be entering a publication. I think later this year they're going to be sending it out. That'll be like basically a supplementary set for Brindlewood Bay that it's unofficially part of the Brindlewood Bay published materials. It's not being published by the Gauntlet, but it is like sanctioned by the folks. So yeah,
Nice.
That's awesome.
You'll have to share that
and
later. We can pimp it around for you.
I want to get like a whole campaign's worth of mysteries written up that are like usable by somebody else, and then maybe publish a campaign set. But that takes time.
I know.
run a podcast.
Yeah.
You don't edit a podcast. What?
Yeah. I don't edit a podcast. I'm behind this week, but
Won't say anything about mine either. Okay. So, thank you very much to David for running this for all of us. He's from the Trails of the Apocalypse
I am.
podcast. Information in the chat box there. Also, thank you very much to Miah for joining us and bringing the lovely Sunny back in with all of her baked and deviled eggs. Baked goods and deviled eggs.
Next time it's borscht.
From the Monster
Passover's
Playbook.
around the corner, kids.
And thank you, of course, to Cap from Shrimp and Crits from bringing the curtain twitching Muriel, who almost died. I mean,
Almost every time. Yep.
Yep, almost every time.
This close.
From Shrimp and Crits podcast. Also, I'm on Redgate and Wolf if you guys want to follow me. And if you want more information on Brindlewood Bay, there's the link for you to go and get it. That's an affiliate link, so I'll earn a few cents if you do buy it there. And all that remains for us to do now is to wave awkwardly while I find the button to close this podcast. Thank you all. Thank you to the audience. Thank you for new followers, new subscribers, and to Dixon for making people get gift subscriptions. Thank you. Bye-bye. Jazz hands.